Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' Stream. Catching up on YouTube side, you guys you're already like mid-conversation by the time I get here. Look at you. Hey, Arbo, welcome to the Gosh Heckin' Thunder Crew. Hatter, member for 23 freaking months. Says Hatter loves you all. Thank you so much, Tater. Tater giving me the water refill here. Hell yeah. Elise, catching people up on Love Island. It is nuts. Yeah, I highly recommend watching season 6 first. But 7 is a fustercluck for sure. 7 is a fustercluck. I can tell you tonight there's a 90% chance we're gonna get Imperfect Storms film, and we're gonna be talking about Love Island in Imperfect Storms. So we're gonna be at least doing our recap on that, and also I have a very aggressive edit plan for it. I'm gonna stay up after we film, which will be like 11 o'clock, and try to get it edited overnight. So we'll see how quickly we can get the new episode of Imperfect Storms to you. We'll see. We'll see. I gotta say, like, Love Island is the only reality show that I watch. Tater Thunder has a different response to that. Tater, you love reality, but what's sans Love Island? What's your favorite? I know you're into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives right now. Is that up there, or Selling Sunset, or?
I think Love Island is my favorite.
Love Island's I said sans Love Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Mormon Wives.
Selling Sunset, Selling the City.
All the sellings. Big Brother, The Circle, Just Cat in Colorado. There you go. What's up, Dan? Dan, comms open. Kim, you need this today? Well, we're here. We're here. So the correct answer would have been the Dusty Thunder Show. And Bracker, you got it right. Good job. I'm just kidding. We're not really. We are, but we are, but we aren't. Tia Anderson Davis, the USA currently. Fair. That's fair. The Dallas cheerleader one. Ivana didn't know that was one. Hatter really needs hugs. All the digital hugs, Hatter. All the digital hugs. God's Blessed Wonder Woman member for 2 months in the Gosh Heckin' Thunder Crew says, I got my 87-year-old father into the Below Deck series. Below Deck, that actually looked pretty interesting. I haven't watched it. It looked like something that Aaron from Love Island would have been on.
Yeah.
Ravenclaw, you're on episode 16 of 20. Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse at every turn. There's a twist right now that can't spoil, but there's a twist where it could start to redeem itself. We'll see. The Circle, Callie Knight, there you go. Elise got Nick into Love Island, and this season sucks. You're gonna make him watch season 6 so he understands. Get through 7 first, and then watch 6. You know what I mean? Because it could redeem itself, and then you'd be missing out, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? What's up, Rael? Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Catnit, you liked the first 2 seasons of Big Brother, but then it went boring. Big Brother, what are they on, like season 97? Also, Survivor's still going. Survivor season, like 74. A lot of these things just go and go and go and go and go. AF Plunder? Yeah. So we started watching Love Island last year, and it was really because it's a human behavior experiment, and really for more observations about how people react in like an accelerated relationships dating game kind of structure, and how their brains work and why they make decisions, and who's compatible and who's not, and whose boundaries are true and firm, and who is just there to win money. And there's so much to monitor and kind of observe, and as a viewer, I think we get kind of the catbird seat where we get to kind of see everything from a perch, where people on the show aren't seeing everything that's happening. So it's interesting. And I think it's interesting. That's where I'm at. The Raft have not seen it. We don't get to watch much TV. Like, we get one show at a time. Temptation Island was really good. I gotta say, Mark E. Wahlberg, he makes Temptation Island, because it's almost like he's not a therapist, but he plays the role of a therapist on the show, and like it makes it a constructive journey for people and challenges their behaviors and their beliefs. And I do think there's been a lot of talk about Love Island needing something like that, and I think that would be really constructive. Mark E. Wahlberg, a lot of respect for the guy after watching Temptation Island. Kind of a Truman Show deal, interesting indeed. Yeah, for sure. Pug Mom, don't watch TV anymore. Dusty Thunder is my reality show.
Woo!
Hell yes. That's the right answer. That's the right answer. The Great Race. Yeah, they got to try and top the previous seasons. It's wild. Just like we do. So not Marky Mark. No, Tiffany Joy. No, Mark E. Wahlberg. Totally different guy. But I think some of the people who go on that show, Temptation Island, are like, Mark Wahlberg's going to be the host, and they get there and like, it's Marky Mark, and we're the Funky Bunch. And then it's like a totally different guy, and they're like, what now? But he's a very, very solid dude. Very solid. Hatter's mental state is a black hole, trying to find a job because business is really, really slow. So wish Hatter good luck on finding a job. Hatter, all the vibes out there for you. All the vibes. I would say, depending on skill set, like doing some remote digital contract stuff would probably be a good flexible way to go. You know what I mean? Like defining success for yourself and making sure that whatever you end up picking up at least allows you to still pursue the passions that will lead to your definition of success is really important, right? Don't sell your soul there. Ms. Dravis, hell yeah. Dusty Thunder. Paula Engel dropping the 5 said, you're my favorite Wednesday, Sunday live. I will literally drop everything to watch you guys, even making sure to turn it on if I'm driving to listen. Thank you so much. That means a lot. You guys are just stinking cool. You're stinking cool. Watching Love Island games. I've heard it a couple of times. I haven't even seen like a clip from Love Island games.
I haven't seen any of it yet.
No, nothing. The Traders, Karen Shaper Cutter says.
Ooh, yeah, I want to watch
The
that.
Traders looks pretty good.
I really want to watch that.
Isn't Donna Kelsey going to be on?
Yeah, and one of the girls from Selling Sunset was on it.
That's wild.
Oh, Rob.
And Rob's going to be on there with Donna Kelsey. This is going to be crazy. That's just going to be bonkers. Good gravy. Hey, TikTok side, we have a goal of 3K TikToks, which are the one coin ones, to unlock the teen pregnancy update. I'm so sorry. I was in the middle of saying update and just started coughing. The teen pregnancy update. When I first read the gift goal, I was like, hey, we get for 3K TikToks, we get to unlock teen pregnancy update. Emily Ray, Joyce Brown, Jane, Holly Elizabeth Doroshko, Tia Anderson Davis, Holly Elizabeth again there, Janine Benham, Angie, Mike Weber the Potato, Diana C. Anthony, Doroshko, Joyce Brown, Allie Bean, Spicy Calico Cat, Hockey Mom of E, Queen Dobby, Dylan Sprague dropping 105 of those TikToks, Minions Den, Joyce Brown again there, Callie Knight, Alondra Singing, Svein, Dan, As Plunder, Anna Maria Ortiz, Crystal Williams, Anna Maria Ortiz again there. Thank you guys so much for the love. Greatly appreciate it. Pittsburgh Penny, TC Halls, Granny D, Spicy Calico Cat, Christian Museum Girl, Emily Ray, Joyce Brown dropping them too, Dylan Sprague taking another run at the TikToks there. Megan, see you there. Calla Lily, thank you guys so much for the love. Elise, BRB fam, going to TikTok so we hit the goal quickly. Hey, we are going to start off the stream with the cake story that you guys unlocked last time, so we are going to do that. Candace says, I listen to your podcast for long drives if I can't fall asleep and cleaning background noise. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's how my family utilizes my voice as well. They just fall asleep to me, or I'm background noise to my teenagers, or cleaning background noise. I don't know about that, but
You're not background noise to me.
I'm not background noise to you?
Except for my phone.
Unless you're on your phone. I was going to say, if your phone's in front of your face, I am absolutely background noise to you.
I'm really good at multitasking, just not.
You're good at multitasking on your phone, just not on and off your phone.
But I can do off my phone. Or on my
Yes,
phone.
just not a combination of devices there. Yes. Yeah, Tiffany, yeah, don't fall asleep on long drives. That no. Cake the Rogue member for 7 months was up till 4 a.m. watching Love Island. You blame us. I'm so sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
I don't wanna be up that
You
late.
learn so much. You want to be up that late?
I wanna-
Bullshit.
I want to be up that late.
You-
And sleep in till 2
Okay.
p.m.
All right. I was going to say, if you were up that late, you'd be paying for it for 3 days. Beyond, you think I may be able to do the auctioneer speed too? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, Tony Spark won't grace us with a sample to be able to benchmark that speed, but I really don't think so. Elise Newman dropping all the TikToks to get us there. Like, she's rocking and rolling. Silver, Scarlet Sky, Catnit, Jennifer, Granny D, thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling, shall we? Let's do this. Hey, before we do that, a quick hello to the lovely, as always, real boss here, Tater Thunder.
Real boss.
The real boss. We've got our matching kind of Americana vibes going on here.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know, shrug my shoulders.
Like, here was my outfit. Good gravy. Welcome to the gosh heckin' stream. Coming up, we have stories about pool etiquette, mother-in-law versus daughter-in-law, bridesmaid dress drama, snitches who get $20, arguments over therapy, updates on 2 different recent popular stories, and of course we have a spicy story and cake stories. Hell yes. First goal is 3K TikToks for an update to the teen pregnancy story we posted last week. On the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 10 supers, 5 and up, to start for a shirt change and, I think it's an astronaut helmet, actually. And the Best of Redditor update story. Share goal this week is 15 hundo shares. I don't have the progress bar on there since we've been fighting some tech issues. I'm trying to limit the number of programs that I'm using. However, I did make a number of changes and run a number of tests yesterday. So I plan on using all my music scenes today, and let's just cross our fingers that everything works out okay. And if it doesn't, I'll probably just kill the stream and just curl up in a ball in the corner and cry. If you haven't watched the latest episode of Thunder and Spark, it is out now on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. So check that out for sure. And Perfect Storm's filming tonight. Hope to turn it around to you as quickly as possible. I will get all cracked out on Mountain Dew and edit that bitch up and try to have it to you tomorrow. We're going to see what happens here. Reminder today. Yes, sir.
I forgot to add a note.
Oh, yes, we do have a YouTube members only live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central. YouTube members, exclusive live. Reminder, please keep chat positive and respectful today. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion. We aren't all going to agree, but you can present that as a decent effing human being and not stir shit. Also, no spoilers, no political bullshit, no religious bullshit. The mods will mute your butt or boot your butt. Yeah. Religious bullshit. That's what I said. Yes. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. All the brooms! Beyond. Oh, boy. Yeah, also, we recently discovered that my Elmo impression is still intact and will not be pulling it out today. Not that I know of, but haven't done it in a long time. And in when did that post go out? Monday? The Elmo video one? It went out on TikTok on Monday. Yeah. Lots of Elmo love. Thank you guys so much for the.
It was so good.
For the Elmo love.
It sounded like you used a filter.
I heard it on Caden Thunder was playing it on his phone, and I heard it, and I didn't know it was me.
It's so good.
He said he was playing it later in front of somebody, and somebody was like, "What the hell is Elmo talking about?" And Caden was like, "That's my dad." Sorry, dude.
It was great.
Hockey Mom, is there any voice I can't do? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, we hit the live goal over on the TikTok side. Let's go ahead and give some love for that real quick. We are going to start off with the cake story that you unlocked last week, or last stream, but then we will definitely get into this one. Elise ran hard at it. She freaking ran hard at it, yo. You got a gifters list for me,
Yes.
Tater Rooney?
She said, okay, my thumb hurts. Back to you two.
Oh my gosh. You are mic enabled, by the way. Oops. Oh yeah. No, yeah, for sure. In particular order here, we got Elise Newman, shocker, at 1.1K, leading the board here. Then we got Mama Joe in the number 2 spot at 481, Spicy Calico Cat in the number 3 spot at 177. Top 3 rock stars there. Joycey Brown in the number 4 spot. Then we got Geeky Fame, Pug Mom, Aunt Sue, Sabrina Janine, Jennifer Jane Corbett, Droshko, Mama Silver, Hockey Mama V, Carm, TC Tay Halls, 23, Account Heart, Megath, Nakano Kirishima, A Novel Girl, Adventures with Dob, Alondra Sings, Anna, Asplunda, Pink Samurai, Christian Museum Girl, Minions Den, Diana C. Anthony, and Violet Green. Thank you guys so much for the love. You have unlocked the teen pregnancy update story. Let me get the next goal set up. What is the new Love Island what? The new Love Island what? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, the next thing we're going to unlock TikTok side is an update to the AITA for not planning anything for Father's Day after my husband ruined my first Mother's Day. I'm not really going to be able to type all that out here. To Father's Day story. Let's say that. Okay. And what are we doing here? What are we doing here, huh? Also, Arbo. I don't know if Arbo's here. Arbo, if you are here, you better say hi to your wife. Sahasrala says, dropping the $5 super on the TikTok or on the YouTube side. What'd you say ooh about, Mama? July 13th. That, oh, wow. That's it. I'm sure it's not going to compete. It's going to be like, yeah. We are going for, I believe it's 3K finger hearts. We're going for the finger hearts here. 3K finger hearts to unlock that next update. Rock and roll. There's Arbo with the love you, baby. Arbo, welcome to the Gosh Second fam. Alrighty, righty. We are going for cake story first. Because y'all unlocked it last time. You want me to start with the gift goal and then the cake? The cake story was unlocked last stream. Okay. Cake story. Then we'll dive into the update. Yeah. All right. Ready? Ready. Am I the astronaut for not eating my birthday cake? Would you like to start a poll for us, Mamacita? You're a mommy? Mommy? Mamacita? Mommy? No, Yoko. No. Just no. Just no. There's no effing way. No. No. Allie Bean, your hubby is buying you more Dusty merch for your next weight loss goal? Hell yeah, that's awesome. We need to get some of those new designs out there. The newest design we have is the Be the Voice You Need to Hear shirt. Hell yeah, that's awesome.
I have a Be the Ois from TV.
Yeah. Tater has the Be the Ois. It was missing the V. What in the world? Title was Am I the Astronaut for Not Eating My Birthday Cake? No other context right now. 20 seconds left on the poll. You know what? I'm going to go NTA because if you're not eating your own birthday cake, there's a damn good reason for it, right? NTA. I'd rather be an Ascon 3 snorts. There you go. Also, has anybody seen Real Broad yet? Is Real Broad here? Hey, 88% went NTA. 88%. All right, here we go. Throwaway account here. I'm an introverted person and today is my birthday. I work in healthcare leadership and when a department head has a birthday, the administrator usually gets them a cake so that everyone in her office can sing happy birthday to them. I've been at this job 3 years and on the first year, the administrator asked me what my favorite type of cake is. I told her the truth. Said I'm not a big cake eater and I'd rather my birthday be kept low-key as I didn't want all that fanfare. She must have thought I was just being modest, and she has a tendency to put her wants before anyone else's, so she got me a cake anyway and had everyone sing happy birthday to me as she'd do with anyone else. I took a few bites of cake and made small talk to be polite, but deep down I was pretty bothered that she disregarded what I had said to her. The next 2 years passed, and she asked me what cake I wanted again. Each time I insisted that I truly don't want a cake and that I don't want anyone singing happy birthday to me. It actually stuck, and she respected my wishes. Fast forward to the beginning of the week, and she pulls the same routine. She asks me what cake I want. Scusi. I tell her, don't get me a cake. She then asks if I want pizza or food instead, to which I declined. My colleague at work asked me if I wanted a cake or anything else this morning, and I confirmed that I did not, and that I wanted to treat the day as any other. I come back from lunch, and one of the employees from our admissions office tells me to come on over so I can help her review a document. When I get into her office, all the higher-ups are in there and there's a cake on the table with lit candles. They start singing happy birthday to me, but now I'm honestly pissed. I've made it abundantly clear that this is exactly what I did not want, and they decided to do it anyway. They handed me a piece of cake, to which I initially said I wasn't hungry, which was true considering I just ate a pretty big lunch, but thanked them anyway. The administrator's assistant told me I was ungrateful for the administrator's nice gesture and that I should take a few bites. I took a tiny scoop of the icing to taste, but otherwise didn't touch the cake and made a quick exit back to my office so I could throw it in the garbage. I feel kind of silly about the whole thing, but there's an underlying theme of the administrator not taking my requests seriously, and I'm kind of sick of it, and the lackeys that reinforce her disregard for my feelings. Am I the astronaut? Thoughts? I'm bringing the peanut gallery in here.
I want to hear your thoughts first on this one.
You want to hear my thoughts first?
I want to hear what you. I mean,
my first question here is that we don't get an answer to is how big is this company? Or like how big is the department, right? Because if there's like a shit ton of people in here, keeping the individual requests of one person to be the opposite, to be wildly different than anyone else, I'm sure is difficult, and it may be unintentional, the forgetting of it. If it's a smaller, medium to smaller company, it's much more like it's definitely intentional. And that's not me brushing this under the rug or disregarding it. I just think that it may not be an intentional thing, that they're explicitly doing what you do not want them to do. There's a small chance of that.
do you think it's more along the lines that they just want to eat cake?
Yeah, they want a reason to celebrate for the team. And it's probably, that's the reason for doing it in the first place. It's probably less about recognizing an individual and more about providing something for morale for everyone, right? So in this case, even if it is intentional, they're probably viewing it as, well, we're not going to let this one person's wishes deprive the entire team from the morale boost, right? Which they don't see as the double negative that it is, because it actually not only doing the thing that this person is most uncomfortable with is just disrespectful in that capacity. And OP, in your position, like knowing that your feelings aren't just disregarded, but acted in the opposite direction of, would make me feel even less valued there, and I probably would be trying to find a different job. Not gonna lie,
because they're not listening. Like
not just not listening, but not just not listening, but doing the opposite, like doing the thing that you said makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just about the cake and they want to have that, but they also have to have the birthday celebration or in order to have the cake, then just get the cake and don't do the happy birthday part of it. Like, hey, I still want you guys to enjoy cake. I just don't want to be sang to. Yeah. Like that's my choice. And I do feel like as an employer, like I would respect that choice, and I probably would not forget that choice. I was scrolling back up here to see, because this is an HR conversation. If it's a larger company that has an HR department, this is an HR conversation, right? And when I was scrolling back up, I was thinking for a second that it was somebody from HR that met her when she came, or met OP when they came back, and took them to the surprise, which would be even worse. It's someone from admissions. So it's not HR. I would have a conversation with HR and try to file like a formal complaint here, unless you're just 100% fed up and you're like, deuces, I'm fucking out. I would respect someone's feelings if they asked me not, like specifically, don't buy me a cake or sing me happy birthday. Like I would not sing them happy birthday. Yeah. And if this was me and like I didn't want this hoopla around my birthday, then I would say, hey, buy the cake and let everyone enjoy it, but please don't sing to me. Yes. And I think that just like, it's a good compromise, and it sums it all up, and you don't have to be made to put on the spot. Like, I think that's what she doesn't like. Agreed. And that's fine. Like my dad hates the happy birthday part of it. Like he does not like being sang to. He doesn't like being made the center of attention.
Navy Thunder didn't enjoy it for the first few years.
Yeah, but he loves the cake. So it's like,
just shut the fuck up and eat some cake.
Yeah. Do you remember at that one restaurant, they put like the sombrero and they like shoved his face in like whipped cream, and he was so pissed. Angry. But they like shoved it up his nose into his glasses, and like he was ready to go angry. After that. He was raging pissed.
Yep. Wait, they did that, and then there were no napkins at the table. It was
not cool what they did, but yeah, it was but I mean, I get it. I get what she's saying, and it's as an employee, when they ask you not to do something that is not work related, like respect their wishes and respect what they're asking you. She brought this to you, like back off and let her do what she needs to do.
And the only thing that might make this not an intentional thing is if this is a big company and you're one of hundreds there, and it's a lot harder to keep track of doing one thing different for one specific person, right? And it doesn't make it okay. It just makes it a little harder to keep track of.
I feel like this
Yeah.
is an opportunity for the company to have their cake and eat it too without hurting OP's feelings by just bypassing the happy birthday singing. Are you proud of me?
Did you just make a dad joke?
I did. Are you proud of me?
Holy shit.
I did it.
I don't know.
I got the saying right. I made a joke.
I know. Who are you?
I did
And
it.
What have you done with Candy Thunder?
Bye, guys. I finished my job for the day.
No, you've done the exact opposite of your job. I don't know what's happening here. OP did ask nicely not to, and it's been a repeated request, and I'm not, I don't know. It's not okay no matter what. It's more understandable if it's a larger company because it would be harder to keep track of. That's basically it.
If
But
Tony asked me not to sing happy birthday for his birthday, I'd be like, sit down. Shut up.
sit down, bitch.
We're having cake.
We put the sombrero on you immediately. Yeah, well, it's different. It's a small company. We're
I'll
gonna
get you a
do
sugar-free cake.
The exact opposite of we're gonna do the exact opposite, basically. Kelly says, I worked at a big company who did this, but we did it month by month, so multiple people were celebrated. No one was singled out. That's probably a good way to go for them. And especially whenever somebody files a formal report or complaint about this, they'll probably have to adjust their approach here.
I did want to let Candace know that for my birthday, I would like a dozen of those cookies still just for myself. I don't want to have to
Elise.
share with the guys.
Elise sent us
Back off,
some
Tony.
sourdough chocolate chip cookies, sourdough lemon and blueberry scones, and a lake shirt for Tony. I had one of the scones today before stream, and I'm not a lemon guy, but it was really good.
It was sourdough chocolate chip cookies, and I'm thinking about getting a sourdough starter just so I can make my own fucking cookies.
it was
'cause it was
good.
amazing.
It was damn
So good.
Hey, also speaking of sourdough, it's somebody's birthday today. We got to celebrate. Real broad Zuba. Hey, happy. That's the wrong button. That's not the right button at all. Let's try this again. Hey, happy gosh heckin' birthday to you, Real Broad. It's your freaking
Lexi.
birthday today. Who else?
Lexi,
Lexi, it's your freaking birthday today too. Hey, look at that, Lexi Freeman, and we got Real Broad going on for the freaking birthdays here. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. Ooh, Phoenix Spirit Sass, lemon raspberry. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that. Yours was Saturday, Joyce. Happy gosh heckin' birthday to you. That's awesome. Sourdough starters are the adult version of Tamagotchis. Oh, they have to be like tended to. Oh man.
You gotta feed it. Or
Oh man, you gotta feed me, Simo. Feed me, Simo. It's a sweaty birthday because you lost power. That sucks. How Real Broad, like you lost power? How freaking hot is it? Yeah. Is it like 90 degrees? We're 90 something here. Losing power would not be fun today. Is this a brownout or is it a blackout? Wait, Ravenclaw, you missed you missed the stream on your birthday on the 1st because there was a NASCAR race. Well, happy gosh heckin' birthday to you. 102 in New York. Oh my gosh, Real Feel 105, Real Broad. Cool.
it's cooler here.
I hope Ed's standing there fanning you. I hope he's got like the real big fan. He's just like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Elise dropped the 5 on the YouTube side, says, I have more I want to send you too. They have monster cookies with my caramel candies and pretzel in them. Oatmeal cream pies, so much more. Yeah. Yeah. I think a brownout is where it's not a complete blackout. It's just limited power. So you don't lose power completely, but the amount of power you're able to receive is like greatly reduced. It happens here in our office quite a bit because we have a really old building. And like it'll limp along on partial power, which for all of our computers and stuff is great. It's real good. It's real good. At least I'll probably have to hand deliver those though. I don't know if those will make it in the mail. These ones did. Actually, the Elise even sent like a freaking Rubbermaid container or Tupperware container. The lid was off when I opened the box. But they were like foil wrapped too, so it all worked out just fine. Callie Knight, think the humidity was 105 plus in the last few days here. Blah. 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 No. Okay, little interlude break here, and then we're going to dive into the story that you've already unlocked, which is the teen pregnancy update story. Friggin' Hatter. Mr. Hatter and I had free power for 2 whole months because DWP forgot to come by and check the meter. Oh. Which is cool until they come back and they're like, oh, we gotta adjust that. And they try to throw it all at you at once, right? No AC in UK. Blech. Like anywhere? That's not real. I know on Love Island they're in Fiji and they don't, everything's open. every time I see them there, I'm like, there's no AC anywhere in there. So I hope it's just like, I don't think so, man, because it's all open doorways. Do they? Man, I don't know. It feels like you'd hear it though. No says, how old are you and your lovely wife? You both look so young, but you said your kids are grown. We have a mix of kids. Our kids range from the age of 22, which is Tater Thunder, all the way down to the age of 4. So we're a blended family. But I am 43, and Tater Thunder here is 36. 37, 38, 39. Go backward. I'm just kidding. I was going low on purpose. It's 38. Whenever I turned 30, my brain somehow just like cleared the cache of my birthday, like my age. So I was 30 for like multiple years. Multiple years. Real Broad turned 51. Heck yeah. We are at 750 of 3K right now on the Finger Hearts, which as a reminder will unlock the update to the Am I the Astronaut for not planning anything for Father's Day after my husband ruined my first Mother's Day. And right now, we're going to dive into the story that you guys... Is this the right one? Wait, which? Okay.
There you go.
Okay. We have an update, which means that it's time for me to use something very special here.
Oh my god. That was great.
Breaking news. We have an update to the teen pregnancy story here. From June 25th. Oh no, the update leads with a log from June 25th here. We all came to a travel arrangement. We paid for Bree to fly out, and her father was paying for the ticket home. Bree was supposed to fly to us this morning and stay for 6 weeks total, flying back sometime in August. Her father's in charge of that flight. She was staying with us over the next few weeks while we do our annual July 4th family vacation for a week, and then a couple more weeks back here at home for the ultrasound and blood test. This was decided together, both families, because Bree and Ollie would like to have some kind of positive experience and memories during the pregnancy, and obviously, if the baby wasn't his, Bree would be taken to her father's and we would be finished with it all. But she never turned up for her flight.
What?
Which makes you think, what? She texted me the night before that the doctor did not recommend she should not travel as she is at risk of preterm labor due to her age, and her severe morning sickness makes her only be able to tolerate pineapple juice. So she is needing to be hospitalized and maybe even deliver early. There is a ton on top of This is on top of a group photo that included Bree, obviously pregnant in a tight tee, hugging the boy she was dating in her new town. His hand is on her belly. It was quickly removed from her story when Ollie asked. I think it was intentional to make him jealous. I'm done. I do not believe her or her parents. I have contacted a lawyer and a therapist. I will not be updating again until I know the outcome of the DNA test that I assume will not be done until after the baby is born, since I was told today I cannot force her to have one while pregnant. If the baby is Ollie's and my grandchild, I am willing to move Bree here and have her live with us. It has no chance and will continue to ruin my son's life from afar. I mean, don't like calling the baby it. Aside from that, if you remember this shit show of the story, Ollie and Bree. Wow. Ollie is OP's teenage son. You're 15? Was that how old he was?
Wow.
15? Yeah. And Bree had a little thing. And it was the joking way of trying to convince Ollie's family to move to where Bree is. And the theory is she was already pregnant at the time, and that this is not actually his baby, and it's all just a plot, and that Bree's parents are in on this because Ollie's parents are more likely to have more financial support and physical involvement helping care for the child than whoever the real dad's family is. So What do you think after this update here, Tater Rooney?
I have to wonder if she was already pregnant and
Sure
tried to
seems
trick
like it.
Ollie into it. It does seem like it because it's a blood test. Like why would you not do it to clear it all up? And why would you put this off? Like it's a blood draw, which she's probably getting done for.
I'm sure she is.
Like anyway, so why
What do you think her not showing up for the flight
after they paid for it?
after they paid for it, like that
It's all
doesn't
shady.
help her case at all. It doesn't. It just looks it looks worse.
Yeah, it's why would she schedule the flight knowing all of this and then the night before be like, "Oh, I can't do that."
Yes.
Like why would you I don't know. It's super shady and continues to be super shady.
So Barnyard, I don't think Ollie has dodged this nuke yet, right? I think Ollie, it's still pending, and and like OP says, like if they end up doing the test and it is his, then she'll move Bree there. That's gonna okay. Let's go with this for a second. Let's say the test ends up happening. Ollie is the father. They end up moving Bree and the baby there, which first of all, Bree's parents might protest.
Well, her dad lives there though, right?
Her dad does live there.
Her
And
bio dad
he had
lives
no
there.
idea.
Stepdad does not.
He had no idea about it at first.
Wow.
So
Okay.
So that may not be as easy as OP thinks it is, but then actually having Bree live with you guys, I'm sure isn't going to be as easy as OP thinks it is either. Like there are several layers of complication here, no matter what, unless the test ends up clearing Ollie as, not the father. All other roads are messy.
Yeah. Rael, no, you can do a DNA test, I think, with just a blood draw from the mom. They do it differently now than an amnio.
Technology.
That's what we were told on the last live by
Technology.
multiple people. Yeah. They have, much easier tests to do that with. And like you can take a blood test at the beginning and figure out the gender and stuff too. It's much different now than back in the day.
Back in my day. Real Broad says, note, I'm not pregnant. Heard.
Yeah, it's just a blood test.
Real Broad says, if Ollie's the father, I'm pregnant. Now I'm seeing the follow-up message there. That makes it sense. Who was it?
Gosh.
Let me see here. Snorts, you said OP needs to trust her gut. Now I don't know, for whatever reason I glanced up and it said trust your nut. And it's applicable for this story, but
moving on from that statement there, Dusty.
let me go further. Caught on my leash. I'm on my leash. I was missing part one. I gotta know. Hey, Totally Radical member for 7 months. Says back in the day you had to get on Maury to see if you were the father. Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore. It's apparently a simple process.
Yeah.
We haven't actively been involved in that process, but we hear. Ryle says, I needed the amnio testing done, not for DNA though. Yeah, I think for pre-existing medical conditions, I think they probably still have to do the amnio.
I've never had an amniocentesis done. I did not. I declined on my first pregnancy, and then with Navy, we did not need that.
Ooh, Rain says it's just more expensive, 1 to 2K. Ugh. Yeah, Queen Unicorn, I'm sorry. I'm ornery pretty much all the time. It happens. Okay, so that's the update to that. We'll treat this as an ongoing story and hopefully be able to do some more breaking news stuff as we go. A wee bit of catch up here as we get to the mustard of the next story. Jasmine, the Spiritual Witch Garden, sending the roses through. Christina, thank you so much for the heart me there. Dylan Sprague dropping the finger hearts. Spiritual Witch Garden. Hides Vamp, Spiritual Witch Garden again. Shadow Wolf, Maria Nance, Katriana, Lils in the house here. Nana Rose and friends, Spiritual Witch Garden again with all the finger hearts. Scary Scarfs, Katriana, Real Broad, sending the big shout out on her gosh heckin' birthday. Would you look at that? Kara Z, Great Dragon Fox Gaming in the house here, sending the finger hearts through. Sholibo, Sabs, Adrian Barksdale, Asplunda, Adrian again there, Joy Luke, Scary Scarfs again, Lils, Angel Williams, Doroshko, Adventures with Pam, Candy Thunder in there as well. Thanks so much. Sparky79, member for 21 months. And the Gosh Heck and Thunder crew. Also, had her drop in the 5, said, can we trigger a Pinocchio on the girl? That way we can know if she's lying or telling the truth. That would be cool. Maybe a lie detector test would just be a thing. But, oh no. What the hell? What's happening? I see it, TikTok side. We are frozen on TikTok. Okay, tell you what. Let's try the.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Whoa!
You're fine.
Hey,
It's
look
fine.
at that!
Oh wow, that's scary.
What is happening
Who is
here?
that?
I don't know. What? Why is this happening?
It's my match. I love it.
Why is this happening? We need to make this go away right now. Please. Please make it go away. I don't know how to make it stop.
How?
What is?
I don't know. I'm trying to make it go away. Okay, hold on.
Even put it on.
I didn't put it on. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.
It's gone. No, it's back.
That's just because my hand was there. Hold on. All right, YouTube side, hang with us for just a second here. No, it's not, Caden. It is. What is happening?
Oh my God.
Why I can't make it go away, y'all. I don't know. It says
You didn't try turning on a different effect.
it says there's no. Oh god. I got. It's just gonna crash the whole thing. Last time I tried to do clear effects. Clear effects. Okay. Hold on. What is happening? I don't understand, y'all. I really don't. I just don't. We're trying. We're trying to get this thing set up here. I don't. What is happening? It really doesn't work with a beard on top of it, right? Like it won't let me reset this. It won't let me nothing. Okay, tell you what. I'm gonna create a new source. Good gravy. We're gonna add that. It's going to be. Oh, come on. Bear with me. Bear with me. I have no idea what has happened here. Just bear with me. Oh my gosh. Come on, show me something. Yes, yeah,
Somebody
get the
like
sage.
this.
Get the sage. Get the sage. I get. Yeah. All right, I'm still working on it.
No, it's not.
I think TikTok Live Studio might be losing its mind again. I'm trying, y'all. Give me just a second. Oh no, it's just because I went out of focus. Gosh dang, it just won't do anything for me here. I don't want to kill TikTok and then come back because that wouldn't be ideal. But it won't even let me like disable sources right now. Yeah, it's losing its shit. Okay, tell you what, hold on. It shows like no, I don't even have a short camera here. It's wild. Loading scene. You can preview another scene. What's the other one? Okay. I don't know what's happening. All right, we're gonna kill the TikTok stream and then we'll come back because I have no solutions for this right now. All right, YouTube side, please. Hang in there with us. I'm turning the music off so we stop glitching on that side. And yep, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna curl into a ball and just cry here. That's what's gonna happen. Bear with me for a moment. Be sweet if I can, add a camera or anything on the TikTok side here. Sorry, guys.
Guys,
Doing everything we can. All right, I'm gonna have to.
yeah, I thought it was.
Wait, it's acting like my live's already.
It's ended on TikTok.
Okay. TikTok Live Studio says it's still going here. I do not know what's happening.
It's gone.
This is so glitchy. So glitchy. This is the glitchiest program I have ever encountered in my entire life. YouTube is what? is fine now. Now that I've shut the this is the glitchiest program ever. I'm gonna reboot it. Let's see what happens. It won't even close. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to reboot the TikTok side, but I can't even get the program to close. It is super glitchy. It's fine.
No, I'm saying they're all good on YouTube.
Okay. I'm like, hey, nothing's good. This is not fine. It also shows there are like 9 instances of. Did you see that?
I saw
what
it.
was that?
Oh my god!
The ghost of the cartoon Dusty remained after the program closed. I don't understand. I don't know S about F.
Oh my gosh! It just came up on his computer, not the rest of the TikTok studio, just the camera of him as the cartoon character.
I don't know. I don't know anything.
Gosh.
I know nothing. All right, there shouldn't be any music playing now at all. Yeah. I like how half of chat is like, it's okay, just breathe, and the other half of chat is like, there's this problem and this problem and this problem. Like, it's very helpful. I appreciate it.
I'm on the just breathe side.
Yeah. Okay. Clean instance here, but there are 2 cameras. I think I'm going to try to get rid of this one because that was the one that I flipped to and it like had a mind of its own. And I'm going to get rid of some other instances here. I don't know why it would be geeking out. I just don't know. Okay. We'll try to jump back into this and we'll see what happens.
Oh my god! If you come back with a face,
there was nowhere in the settings where that face thing was active. Now, the only thing I could think of is that I was creating a how-to video for our creators. Hey, it's my real face. I was creating a how-to video for our creators, and in there like was trying to demo the enhanced effect things, but it like froze the whole system up. So I squashed it, and yeah, God's blessed Wonder Woman. I did that. I brought up Program Manager and pulled it like squashed it from there, but it showed it was running like 9 instances, which was weird. So we should be back good now, and thanks Tater, I appreciate that. We got it closed, got it rebooted. It's probably going to, I don't know. It's such a glitchy program. I just don't understand. Why is it so glitchy all the time? And they just pushed a major update. It was like 550 megs, and it's a whole new interface, all still glitchy as shit. It looks nicer, still glitchy. Like maybe we allocate some time into fixing the glitchiness on TikTok Live Studio instead of giving it a new interface. I'm just saying. Just saying. Cake the Rogue dropped the 5, says Dusty, we're not going anywhere. We'll wait as long as we need. Breathe through it all. I'm breathing. Right now I'm wishing I was breathing smoke. The bonging kind. God's blessed woman, Wonder Woman with the 5 with the program manager tip there. Appreciate it. Mercy dropping the 2 with the shake it off. Thanks so much. Elise dropping the 5 said, just remember YouTube, when glitching happens, make sure you're live. It's leveled out now. You might be a minute or 2 behind due to glitching. Thank you so much for the reminder there. A lot of times when you jump on a live, you're not all the way current live. It's like jumping on a TV program. You got to just scrub forward all the way to the right. Make sure you're there.
a tizzo, a tech bizzo.
A
tizzo.
Bam.
Bizzo. The thong.
It's hazy. Yeah, it is. It is weird. And it is the new interface. Yeah. It came with a face of its own. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Okay. All right. So where am I supposed to be going now? I don't know. Hey. Okay, we are going to story number 1, but YouTube side, you are 1 away from unlocking the Mother's Day, Father's Day update story there. I'm going to stay away from music scenes and all that crap, even though I did extensive testing and everything should be fine. I don't know anything. All right, let's dive in. Am I the astronaut for telling a mom at the pool her child was in the way? Would you like to do a poll for us? It's a pool poll. Am I the astronaut for telling a mom at the pool her child was in the way? The what?
The TikTok side is the update one.
We already...
That's what it says on the TikTok goal.
The TikTok side is the update to that story.
Yeah.
YouTube side is the best of Redditor update.
Oh, okay. YouTube side is the best of Redditor update story. And the YouTube TikTok side...
Yeah.
Oh, but
Words are hard.
It's
I can't keep it straight. I don't know.
We'll read
Cake the Rogue says, I got this. She hit the YouTube goal for us there. Look at that.
So we'll read the update
Would
to
you look at
refresh
that?
our minds.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, you want to read?
Yes, we're reading it with the YouTube goal.
We're going to read the update instead of the story I just read the title to. You didn't start a poll, did you? Okay. Time out. What the hell is happening?
The story you're reading is the story.
This is story number 1?
Yes.
And then after this, we'll go to the update.
Yes.
Okay, because I said the update was that. Okay. I don't know. I said the wrong thing and I've got us all messed up here. It's my fault. It's my fault, y'all. I don't know. I don't know which way's up right now. I'm just floating. I'll just do what you guys tell me to do. How about that? All right. Poll has ended. 36% went ESH. Am I the astronaut for telling a mom at the pool her child was in the way and went ESH on it? I don't know. I mean, like, your kid's in the way is doesn't sound rude to me. And if the kid was actually in the way, then I don't know. Let's dive in and find out. We are on vacation. Our condo complex has a pool. My kids call it the fidget spinner pool because that is what it looks like. 3 wide areas that connect with the big part of the pool. 2 of the wide areas are 3 feet and 1 is 6 feet. The center of the pool is 4 feet. Me and my daughter and 2 nieces, 10, 11, 13, I will just say my kids for the story, are at the pool. There's another family with 3 kids and 4 adults. We are in one 3-foot section and they are in the other. I'm tossing dive toys for my 3 kids. A girl, 8 years old, from the other family comes over and asks what the kids are playing with. They show her and ask if she wants to play. She says, no, I can't go underwater. She then goes back to her family and gets in an inner tube. She slowly floats her way over to the section we are in and is now floating right in the middle, blocking my kids from being able to throw the dive toys and go get them. I say, can you move that way just a bit? They want to throw their toys and I don't want you to get hit with a toy. She just turns herself away from me but doesn't move. My niece says, let's go to the deep section. I'll make it harder anyway. Or it will make it harder anyway. They go over to the 6-foot section where no one is, and lo and behold, the little girl floats herself over here. I hear my niece ask again if she wants to play. Don't know if the girl responded. She doesn't move. So the kids throw the toys around her. They all then dive for them and, of course, are splashing as they dive down. Little girl gets splashed and loses her mind. In a pool? I see mom start moving towards her, asking what happened, so I start walking over there too. As my kids are popping back out of the water, she gets splashed again and screams, they are splashing me on purpose. The mom looks at my kids and in a gruff asks, don't you 3 know it's not nice to splash people? Learn some manners.
Oh.
I then say, my kids were playing over there when your little girl came over. They asked her to play. She said no, but didn't move, so my kids came over here. She then floated herself over here where she was asked again to play. She again refused and just floated there. It's not their fault she was in the way of their game. She purposely came over here. Maybe she should learn some manners. Mom replies, she's only 8, then tells her daughter, come on, some people are just rude. So are my kids and I the astronaut, aka the rude ones? What would you do, Mama Bear?
This is the petty ass bull fucking shit that I try to avoid in public situations.
This is
because
why we don't go places.
My God, this would just annoy me to no end. Calling my kids rude when they invited your kid twice. Clearly the girl wants to play, but she doesn't know how to go underwater. And so she's being around them because she wants to be included. But like,
She's, yeah.
you're not the fucking asshole. You are not. You are NTA because I would just like stop.
She's only 8 line too. It's like only 8.
She's 8. She's old enough to know to like
to at least know some manners and
Yeah.
to know that she's doing this intentionally and
Yeah.
to be stirring shit.
There you go on TikTok. This apple fell right beside the tree.
Ooh.
100%.
And you know what?
Like mother, like daughter.
I kind of feel like with our kids, this would be a, hey, like pull them to the side afterwards and be like, this is actually a great lesson because assholes like this are everywhere, guys. And it doesn't matter. Like we used logic. We tried to work around her. We tried to do the polite thing. And both she and her daughter had no interest in doing the polite thing at all. So you know what? You're going to deal with these people. You just have to try to work around them because you are not going to change them.
100%. You aren't. You can't. And we take that approach. We can only, help our kids learn in that situation. That's the only thing we have control over. So getting upset is not the logical solution, but I'd be
really hard
so
not
fucking
to.
annoyed in this situation. Like, this is the same, like, petty, I just hate this kind of stuff. But if you, like you said, teaching your kids that this shit happens, but also, like, in this instance, the mom that was being a bizzo, I'm like, teach your daughter to communicate and say, hey, I want to play, but I can't go underwater. Would you guys want to play a different game? Like, I want to be included. That's clearly why she was floating over there. She wanted to be a part of the game. She wanted to be a part of the fun. But, like, I think it's...
Or
that's
did
why
she
it's
just want to ruin it because that's what mom would do?
No, I don't know. Maybe. I'm just giving her the benefit of the doubt because she is a kid. She's only 8. But I do think teaching your kids to communicate their feelings, communicate what you're wanting, and so that, like, doing so and just assuming that everyone else is rude, everyone else is wrong, I think gives your kid a false sense of reality, and you grow up, like, turning into an asshole. And I think it's important to make, like you said, learn from the situation and teach your kids how to communicate effectively.
Yeah. And then to be like, kids, since you know we're not gonna win these people over, let's run back to the room real quick and get the super soakers. And
Yes. Because if someone's telling my kids that they don't have manners when their kid is the one acting, like, it would take a lot of willpower.
Freaking pool, you're gonna get splashed.
Yeah, it would take a lot of willpower for me not to be like, oh, bitch, you want to throw down right here in the pool? Somebody tie my swimsuit tighter because we're going at it.
My swimsuit tighter.
My swimsuit. I will end you.
Swimsuit's just the bottom half. Yeah, Breezy, get the chopper. That makes some good spray.
I fucking love the super soakers.
The super soak. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you're in a pool, and I understand. Like, look, when Candy Thunder gets in the pool, she's like, "Don't splash my face. Don't splash my hair. Don't splash my face. I'm only getting wet from the waist down," and that's pretty much it. But like, you go out to a pool, like, not in your backyard, you accept the risk that you're gonna get splashed when you get in that pool, especially if you're a freaking kid. Like, okay, you don't want to get wet, then stay away from people. How about that? Not insert yourselves right into the middle of where they are. If you do that, you definitely accept the risk of getting splashed. Like, it's gonna happen.
Navy this morning, I'll say this as we transition to the next story, but Navy this morning said, "Can I ask you something?" And I was like, "Sure." And she's like, "Why don't you get in the pool?" And I was like, I don't. And she's like, "Oh no," for her first question was, "Did you swim when you were little?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. I liked to swim when I was little." And she's like, "Why don't you get in the pool?" And I was like, I just don't enjoy it. Like, I just like to float and, like, be chill in the pool. And I don't like to, like, go underwater and, like, get fully wet. And she was like, "Why?" Like, it was just, like, so confusing to her that I didn't want to get in the pool. And I was like, I feel kind of claustrophobic if I go underwater. Like, I don't like that feeling, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. And so I'm like, I didn't explain this to her, but I was like, sometimes that you don't like to do things like go down a slide, like, that's not what you like to do. And I was like, but I love to go down slides. And she's like, yeah. And so I, like, made it make sense in her brain. But she was like, I love the pool. And I was like, I know that you do. But not everyone else.
And I don't understand why you don't love what I love.
I'm like, my hair will turn green, and I worked really hard to tone my hair. No, I'm just kidding.
How wild, though, that she asked a contextual question first.
I know. I was so
She
proud
said,
of her.
"Did you swim when you were little?"
Yeah. I was so very proud of her for, like, having, like, the conversation and, like, making.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very proud.
Interesting.
I thought it was very cute.
It's very interesting.
She's a very good communicator, like, just by nature, I think. But she's I just don't, like, I loved the pool when I was younger, but I do not enjoy. I love floating in a pool. Like, that is my favorite thing to do. Yeah. And I love, like, when the kids were, like, middle-aged, like, going
Middle-aged.
middle aslet.
Middle asslet?
Middle adolescent age.
Got our middle-aged
Turn
kids
me
from
off.
Middle Earth here.
Put me down. Turn me off. Somebody turn me off. No, I'm not. Make it stop. Push the button.
All right. There we go. We'll let her have her meltdown off camera. I didn't get that
My balloons
luxury.
are popping.
My meltdown had to be on camera. I had to go hoodah. I had to go hoodah. JP dropped the 10 on the YouTube side. Said number 1, where are Dusty's shirts from? This one is, I believe, is an American Eagle one. I'm a bargain shopper at American Eagle. I go to like the clearance rack and get the sweatery shirt. You bought this one for me, pretty sure. But I have a couple others. I like the summer sweater polos.
And number 2, does Candy do the wardrobe for you? Yes.
No. You do not. I picked this outfit out and I held it up and I asked for your thoughts on. Yeah, you bought the shirt.
I said
you don't pick out my clothes for me.
Okay. Okay.
When's the last time you picked out my outfit?
Every day.
This is absolute horseshit.
I said, you ask for my approval and I will help you figure out your outfit. And I love doing it. It's one of my favorite things. You ask for my, not approval, but like feedback.
Yeah, I asked for your input.
Yeah.
But I pick it out.
Okay.
And how often are...
I said...
Moving on. All right, what story are we headed to now? We got the 10 of the 10 on the YouTube side. So which story am I reading, Tony Spark? And Tater Thunder? I'm not sure. Let me get the next goal set up. This the next goal YouTube side is going to be for 15 supers, 2 and up, but we'll unlock the shark head or helmet and an AMA. Starting that now. Which one am I reading?
The update for father-in-law, or Father's Day, Mother's Day. There you go.
Okay, there we go. I would love to play my little like breaking news thing for you again, but I'm afraid that would just break everything.
I think that's what turned on the old
I don't
face.
know. I tested every single scene that I had, and I did a private test stream to YouTube while running every program I could think of to make sure that I troubleshooted everything possible, and it was perfectly fine. Push it? Should I push the button or not push the button?
Push it.
Chat, tell me.
And push it good.
Tater says push it. I don't know. I don't trust anything right now. Push it real good. Oh, okay. All right. They say do it.
It was fine last time. You read the story and it was okay.
Okay.
Push it real good.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. I will wait a little bit longer this time before I start speaking because I know the music lingers for just a second here. We do have an update for you. When did Candy Thunder become Tater Thunder? She's been Tater since before we started going by Thunders. Yeah, and even before we were married. Elise, what's the worst that could happen? Dusty crashes out again? Yeah, no big deal. Someone else we'll just have to come up and take over for the rest of the stream. And that someone else is sitting right next to me.
Can't touch this.
All right, we have an update for the AITA. We're not planning anything for Father's Day after my husband ruined my first Mother's Day. You remember the OG story, mother-in-law was culprit. Like she was the puppeteer for the whole thing. I posted here last week. You could find it in my profile. If you want the backstory. I wanted to thank everyone. I've had a lot of people asking for an update, so here we go. This weekend, the husband and I sat down and talked about everything. I expressed to him how incredibly upset and disappointed I was at how both Mother's Day and Father's Day went down. I really wanted to recognize and celebrate my husband for Father's Day every bit as much as I hoped he would recognize and celebrate me for Mother's Day. He said he knew he shouldn't have gone to his parents on Mother's Day, but didn't know what to do since his mom was pressuring him and saying if his dad got hurt, it would be his fault. That's fucked up. He admitted that he knew he messed up and has been terrified that I was going to ask for a divorce. Since he cut to the chase, I told him that if this is how our life is going to be, I don't want to stay married to him. I explained to him that I realized that while, yes, I was upset about what happened on Mother's Day, this isn't what is making me feel this way. This was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And it was the mulch that broke the camel's back. We've established this already, OP. The kind of behavior from his mom has been happening since before we got engaged and has just escalated. This has been happening for years. As someone here suggested, I listed all the times and events that I could remember that she had overstepped or just completely ruined. For our freaking honeymoon, she called him twice a day.
What?
Every morning to find out our plans for the day, and then every evening to hear how they went down. Plus the constant texting, asking for pictures, telling him how much she missed him. I don't know how I thought this was acceptable. She tried to make our wedding about herself, tried to make my pregnancy about herself, tried to take over when we brought our son home, just constantly inserting herself and overstepping. I told him that I really don't want to get a divorce right now, but if it's going to happen anyway, I'd rather get divorced now while we can still do it amicably. Because if nothing changes, I'm going to end up so angry and resentful that I would make divorce very contentious, and I don't want that for our son. At this point, we were both crying, upset and emotional. So I told him that I'll give him some time to decide what he's going to do. But if I don't see a clear effort being made to start prioritizing me and our son, that I would move forward with the divorce. And the change has to continue. Every time we fought about this in the past, he has promised he'll change, and sometimes he has. But then his mom pulls him back into her orbit. If we are to stay married, these are some of the things I'm insisting on in no particular order. We each own the relationship with our own parents. That means I'm not planning anything for his parents anymore. No cards, no presents, no brunches, nor parties, no pictures, nothing. If his parents reach out to me, I'm going to redirect them to him. I'm not entertaining or visiting with his parents when he's not around. I'm not taking our son over there to theirs by myself, and if they drop by, I'm not inviting them in unless my husband is here. I'm not changing my plans at the last minute just because they decided to drop by without coordinating with us in advance or because they want us to do something with them. Neither of us makes plans with our parents or accepts invitations until we discuss with our partner. And if we don't both agree, then we don't do it. And we don't throw each other under the bus. We just say something like, we checked our schedule and we're not available. Holidays like Christmas, Halloween, Easter, etc. are at our house. We can discuss inviting our parents, but we're not going to someone else's houses to celebrate something involving our son when we can do it at home. This includes his first birthday, which mother-in-law is trying to take over and plan. Shocker.
What?
Other holidays, we alternate between our parents, and we will focus on being present. That means no more texting or talking to his mom nonstop when we're with my parents. No more oversharing with mother-in-law. She doesn't need to know about our finances or health and medical issues or vacation plans or anything else unless we both agree it's something we want to share. His visits to his parents can't be at the expense of our quality time with me and my son. I don't mind him visiting his parents, but he's over there a couple of times a week. We are his immediate family now, and we should get priority. We're not doing things just because she said we would. We're not changing our plans just because she doesn't like them. She really doesn't understand that wrong and different are not the same thing. In her mind, if we're not doing what she wants, how she wants, then we are in the wrong. He needs to go to therapy with someone specializing in enmeshment. And we need to start going to couples therapy. I didn't even realize I had so much pent-up resentment that I can't look at my husband the same anymore. I'm just angry at him all the time, and I hate being this way. When it comes to our son, our word, husband and me, is law. If she disregards or minimizes our decisions for our son, then she loses access until she learns to behave. When me or my husband say no to either set of parents, the other person will support them and back them up. That means my husband has to stop trying to get me to agree with his mom all the time. I can tell that he's freaked out. And really stressed about the idea of putting hard boundaries into place or distancing from his parents, and I do feel for him. He said he feels like he's caught between a rock and a hard place, and that me and his mom are both putting a ton of pressure on him, and both have conflicting expectations, and that's fine. He just needs to understand that I'm not tolerating this anymore. I know this will cause an absolute shitstorm with his parents, but I feel like if we don't do it now, it'll just be harder down the road. What does everyone think? Am I being unreasonable? Are there other boundaries we should put in place? Wowza. That was a thorough list. We'll start by saying that.
I saw someone say that the husband needs to run, and I think she just spelled out a stable relationship with his mom. And while it was a lot, he needs to decide if that's a relationship he can have, because any future relationship, if they do get divorced, they do go their separate ways, they co-parent, any future relationship is also going to have the same problems with his mom overstepping like this.
Yeah. If he runs from the possibility of being a husband and father ever. That's
So
what
I
he's
think
running from.
He would have to. I don't think that really anything that she said was. It probably seems super harsh because it's all coming down at once instead of being put in place. It's like being put in place in a healthy way at the beginning of their relationship, but doing it now is going to be a lot harder because there's already like precedent. There's already stuff in place, and so him having
it's a corrective plan at this point,
Yeah,
which has to be more harsh.
I mean, I don't think anything that she said is completely unreasonable.
No.
And I think if the roles were reversed and this was her parents and he was having these issues, I think it would be fine for him to expect the same from her. And I think that's a healthy way to look at their
Agreed.
relationship. And basically, she's just trying to get him to understand that he's allowing his mom to be part of their relationship instead of a grandma, instead of a mom. Like, she's allowing him inside the circle of their relationship, and it's too much. It's crossing lines.
I agree. And Kira here says, Kira Mermaid says he just admitted that he isn't going to choose her because he said he felt conflicted, that he was in between a rock and a hard place. I got the ick when he said that as well. And I think that, for him, the thing we have to keep in mind is that this is all he knows. He was raised by this woman. He's been manipulated. There hasn't been a time in his life when he has not been manipulated by this woman. So I sympathize with him there. I do think, OP, I think all of your expectations are perfectly in line with what's acceptable here, what's expected, and it's a bare minimum at this point, what you're asking for. The order in which things happen, I think, is going to be important. I think him seeing a therapist is the first thing that needs to happen. And if he takes this list of here are the expectations, this therapist can help him work through that and understand why it's needed and even help him implement those. But that's going to be the first place because he's so nervous right now because he doesn't have any power against his mother. And even this, he feels like he's facing alone against her because you are like hands washed of her, right? So he feels very alone in that fight, and she has power over him. She always has. This would be the first time in his life where he sees himself in a very David v. Goliath kind of role here, because she has always dominated him. And now he's like, well, how the fuck do I'm sure it's a very tough spot for him. That's why I think the therapy needs to happen first. If there's any chance of him actually being able to stand up to her, it's going to be with the help of a therapist to work through those feelings and understand how it got to this point, which could probably unlock some courage to get him there, right? Cam says, my hubby used to be like OP's husband. That's rough. And how is it now? Because you say used to be. Used to be. Cake the Rogue dropping the 2 says setting boundaries is healthy for all. Agreed. And, if she doesn't appreciate the boundaries that you set, kind of tells you all you need to know, right? If somebody doesn't respect your boundaries, they do not respect you. It's interesting. I do feel for him, but it's not. Kelly W says, my husband was in therapy for a year because of his family, and I found out he never even mentioned his family to the therapist.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
That's
maybe he hadn't gotten there yet, or maybe.
I mean, after a year.
After a year,
Yeah.
I would expect that. I would expect that he would have.
Yeah, I mean, your therapist can only help you with as much as you're willing to give them, as much as you're willing to share with them and show them the parts of your life that you're trying to work on. They can only help you with as much as you're being truthful. So if you hide parts of yourself, those parts of yourself can't get healed, in my opinion.
And that is the hard part. I mean, that's the unmasking part. That is the wildly uncomfortable portion of going to therapy, right? The beginning is the ruthless part where you have to be really honest with yourself and with your therapist to be able to actually address some problems. It kind of sounds like if you got a partner who went to therapy but never worked on the real problems, they went to say they went and check the box and hope that you got off their back.
So I think I would like caution OP if she is like serious about saving their relationship and she feels serious about working on their marriage, and she isn't already done. I think knowing that this is not just like what she's set in place or what she's asked him to work on is not an overnight change.
Yeah.
This is going to take time, and I think a lot of time, because at the end of the day, these are still his parents, and breaking out of a cycle that he's been in his entire life is not an overnight fix. So he's going to fall down, he's going to fall short, and I think if you're in it, like be in it and help him work through this as long as he's working alongside you.
Yeah.
But to just expect this to change overnight, I think would be
It's not going to be
incredibly
easy.
hard.
It's
yeah.
not going to be, but
This is a long-term fix.
She wants to see the effort, right?
100%.
And as long as there's effort there, I think
Yep.
they're going to be okay. And keep this in mind. It's not just him being over there a couple of days per week. It is the intentional disruption that mother-in-law is utilizing here. She's using
Yep.
her power over him to intentionally disrupt and try to gain more control. Freaking wedding,
it's very
pregnancy,
unhealthy.
birth, birthday party, even Mother's Day. Like she made sure she exercised her power over him to ruin the plan that already existed here, but with a last minute thing and guilting him into coming over. It is not him just being over there a couple days per week. It is her manipulating him. So the couple of days per week and using that to focus on, I feel like, as Huda would say, isn't a scapegoat in this argument. That's not the issue. It is how that time comes about. If he's being manipulated a couple times per week and taking time away that he should be spending with his family and was planning on spending with his family, and this is a diversion that he was guilted into, yeah, that's way different than just casually being over there to help them out a couple times per week. Ugh, man. That's rough. That's rough. And let's consider this an ongoing story as well. Hopefully we see some positive updates there. I do truly believe and sympathize with him because he is programmed this way. He knows no different, and he's going to need help to learn different. At this point, he knows it's a problem, but he doesn't know how to do differently, right? So that's the part he's going to need a lot of support. And I agree. OP's going to need to be with him every step of the way for him to have the strength to do that. For him to feel like he's alone in that battle is not going to be healthy. Okay. Where are we pivoting to now?
Story number 2.
Story number 2. Let me make sure I don't have any programs running that don't need to be running. I'm just trying to make sure I avoid any kind of problems here. Okay, story number 2. Dive it up here. We are at 1860 a 3K right now on the TikTok side. I think I can actually... Was this it? There we go. That helps a little bit, so I'm not using the preview there on the TikTok side. That should help with the high computer load. All right, let's dive into the next story here. Am I the astronaut for telling my daughter-in-law that I just kind of muddled through that one. I don't know what happened. Words are hard. Am I the astronaut for telling my daughter-in-law that I will never be her mother and to leave me alone? Damn. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I'm trying. All right, title one more time. Am I the astronaut for telling my daughter-in-law that I will never be her mother and to leave me alone? Sounds like a shitty thing to say. Did you start a poll for us, love? Yep. All right.
Fun fact, this story was on deck to be used last week, and I pivoted at the last minute because we had a lot of
This was supposed to be a story last week when every story Tony Spark had chosen for the Wednesday Live was daughter focused. This was in there too, but he punted it to this week because it was also daughter focused. Daughter-in-law, but still daughter. Yeah, today's stories aren't as dark. You're in a different spot now. Am I the astronaut for telling my daughter-in-law that I will never be her mother and to leave me alone? Man, I don't know. Sounds like an asshole-ish thing to me based on title alone. It's a hurtful thing to say, if nothing else. You know what I mean? I'm going, should have done it differently. My home planet, ASCON 3. Hey, Katie the Red, sitting in a dental chair getting fillings. The numbing is kicking in. Oh, man. Hey, well, if you are Katie the Red's dentist or dental tech right now working on her mouth, just be nice to her, okay? Give her a little extra gas or something. Welcome back, Nikki. Okay. Poll is over. 35% went NTA. Okay, based on title alone, it sounds a little spicy to me, but this is mostly about my daughter-in-law, Kat. Her mother ran out on her when she was a child, and she went into foster care. According to my son, she's currently seeing a therapist. My issue with Kat is that she has repeatedly stomped on my boundaries. She's a very touchy person. She refuses to call me by my name and refers to me as Mom only. I correct her every time since I'm not comfortable being called Mom by her, and I want her to use my name. There have been multiple times when she's asked inappropriate questions, mostly about why I'm not close to my own mother. For context, my mother was horrible. Kat keeps pushing for details and insists that I should get closer to her because family sticks together. She basically tells me to forgive my mom, and she doesn't understand not being close to one's parents. I've told her to drop the topic multiple times, but she refuses. Because of all of this, I'm not a huge fan. I've spoken to my son about it, and he asked me to be patient. I've also talked to Kat multiple times and asked her to respect my boundaries. She always says she will, but then goes right back to ignoring them. This is where I might be the jerk. My daughter Sam, 20, and I are taking a weekend trip. Sam has a medical issue and needs to see a specialist a few states away. She has not disclosed the issue to the rest of the family yet. She plans to when she has a firm plan. Somehow, word about the trip got back to Kat, and she called me asking why she wasn't invited. Because you don't need to see a medical specialist? I told her it's an important trip and not a fun one. She accused me of lying, claiming it was a mother-daughter trip that she was excluded from. I told her again, it's not a girls' trip. She wouldn't let it go and started demanding that she come, saying that she's my daughter and needs to be there. I said no again. She kept insisting, saying I am her mom and she has to come on the trip since it's my kid. That's when I snapped. I told her I will never be her mother. Just because she married my son does not make me her parent. I told her to leave me the fuck alone, that even if this was a mother-daughter trip, she still wouldn't be invited because she isn't my kid. I then hung up. My son says that I need to apologize and invite her. That I'm a huge dick to her. That I was way out of line and need to make it up to Kat. The situation has spread to the rest of my family and everyone seems to have their own opinion. Sam is getting flack too, which isn't helping, especially since she doesn't want to disclose the reason for the trip yet. Am I being an asshole and need to apologize even though those are my true feelings on her trying to make me her parent?
What a messy story. But in my opinion, while she was harsh in what she said, she snapped because her boundaries that she tried to put in place were constantly being stomped on. I think that daughter-in-law is looking for a mom.
Yeah.
Like for that mom role in her life.
Clearly,
and she doesn't
yeah.
have that. And so she's trying to just make it and like force it and it's not working. And daughter-in-law really, really, really needs to go back or get into therapy to address the like what she's doing is not okay.
Yes.
And like what she's trying to like invite herself on trips and
She's trying to fill a void.
It's not healthy. It is the exact opposite of healthy in my opinion. And I really hope that she gets help that she needs because she could have had a great relationship with mother-in-law had she respected.
And could have like a some resemblance of the relationship that she wants to have had she not.
It's really sad.
She's zero chill here, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it is the explicit. Here are my boundaries. Please stop stomping on them, and then the continuing to stomp on them, and also OP your son, your daughter-in-law's husband, knowing about all of this and still.
Enabling.
Absolutely enabling.
Yeah.
I think you have a problem with both of them here.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think you're on a path to no contact with these two because now you have to acknowledge that there's a risk involved. Right. Not only are your boundaries going to be encroached upon every time, you know this because there's a precedent for it, but also there's a risk of something being used as propaganda to the rest of the family to start a war, right? Like there is a heightened risk involved of just conversing with them now, and my gut reaction here would be, okay, this is at least a no contact cool off period, and at minimum, like at the end of whatever that period is, have a conversation about expectations and about boundaries, and a boundary is a boundary when it is if you do not respect this, then this happens. So the consequence side of things needs to be set here. OP, I think that will help you out greatly. And in this case, it can be I go right back to no contact. I cannot deal with this shit from you two. It's not just her. He's enabling.
Like, clearly OP has her own issues. Like, she's got issues with her
100%.
mom, and it's something that she's either handled and put away and does not want to go into it again. And for someone trying to force that, I think her response, in my opinion, was to protect her peace, and like to protect, like she's stomped on it so many times, and calling someone demanding to be invited when you don't even know the context of the trip.
Yeah.
And also trying to force that relationship with OP's actual mom that she doesn't want to have. Like there's so many things, and I feel like OP is trying to, it's like a trauma response, because she knows what it's like with her mom, and she's trying to do something there, and then she's doing this with her daughter-in-law who's clearly having some health issues. Like, we snap, humans snap, and what she did was obviously rude in what she did, but you can't stomp all over someone constantly and then expect them not to snap, and then tell them that they're shitty for snapping when you constantly stepped all over them. That's kind of a form of gaslighting, in my opinion. Just constantly stepping on boundaries, and then once you actually step too far over the fucking line and then they snap, and then you're like, whoa, why are you snapping? I need an apology. That's pretty shitty.
It's a narcissist playbook, right?
So I do think therapy.
So question for you, Tater Rooney, and for you, chat. When
Reactive abuse. There you go.
When you are pushed to the edge, an explosive reaction like this, is there any accountability here that needs to be taken for not stopping it sooner?
For sure. Like, I think that, we've all snapped, and I don't think there's anyone in this world who can say I've never snapped. I've never snapped. Bullshit. I think we've all been pushed past our breaking point. And so, I do think that mom, but she did communicate her feelings. She communicated.
I snapped more than a bowl of Rice Krispies.
Snap, crackle, pop, babe. She communicated that, and OP still attacked her boundaries.
And that's the kicker, is that, okay, but it's, again, a boundary is a boundary when there's some kind of consequence for encroaching upon it, right?
So she never gave the consequence.
So it's not really a boundary then. It's just it's a request. It's a polite
understood
guideline. Yeah. You know what I mean? And until then, there was nothing ever happened. So it's not really a boundary at that point. And
right.
I think that's where that's where she needs to change that. I don't think she's an asshole. Like I would go NTA here. And there could be an argument for, could have handled this differently, maybe should have handled this differently, and not let yourself get to the boiling point and spitting venom, because that's where you got to. But I think that at this point, pain creates change, right? And she, daughter-in-law, and son in this case, need to probably feel the sting of that venom a little bit to understand that there's some wild change needed. And maybe the following hopeful no contact will be a good follow-up pain to that, to reinforce this. And then if OP actually sets some consequences for crossing boundaries in the future, maybe they can start building a new path here.
Yeah, I think that's smart.
We'll see.
Yeah, I hope that they can, and I hope that they can rebuild, but daughter-in-law needs to figure out why she's doing what she's doing in therapy.
Agreed. And Beyond, I agree 100% with you here. Beyond said, I don't think it's so much accountability as it is learning from your explosion. There's a responsibility to learn your own needs, then enforce them in the future.
There you go.
100%.
That's perfect.
Yep. And in this case, it would be to actually create the consequence for those boundaries, right?
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you look at that? I think we found something productive here. Now, if we can just get it in OP's hands and create some wild change, we'll see what happens here. Goodness. Hey, a little bit of catch up before we dive over to the next thing. I'm not pushing my music scene again because I'm scared as hell. Meg, thanks for the finger hearts. Overkill Mill with the 200 of them. Kimbo, Ames, Summer, Baloo, Ames again there, Joyce. Joyce Brown dropping the Bat Boy Tater and the finger hearts. Melissa Elliott, Elise, Elizabeth Waugh. Cam Boston, Katriana, Chrissy from Canada, Mama Maz, Inol Yamanaka, Shoenut, Spiritual Witch Garden. Thank you guys so much. Catwagon C up there too. Meg, Katriana, Mary Doyle. Thank you guys so much. All right, I am headed to the next story here. We are at 2166, a 3K on the finger heart goal right now, TikTok side. And that, as a reminder, unlocks... What does it unlock? A best reverter update. I'm pretty sure I screwed this up for us earlier, so... After 4? Okay. All right. Being pivoted to story number 4, and I'll dive right in here. Am I the astronaut for paying for my son to tattle on his sister? I read that wrong. Am I the astronaut for paying my son to tattle on his sister? Bribed to tattle on someone? Am I the astronaut for paying my son to tattle on his sister? Can somebody start a poll for us, please? There's an episode of Bluey where Bandit Healer, farts in Bluey's face, but and they have like a little trial, right? And Bluey bribes Bingo to lie for her with a sucker. And Navy Thunder and I actually had a conversation about that episode this morning on the way in, and trying to explain to her what bribing is, because she's had me talking in the Uncle Rad voice. Like last night, it carried through today. All the way, driving her to school, walking into school, even leaving school, I was still using the Uncle Rad voice. And here's what happens to me sometimes. I'll drop Navy Thunder off, I'll get in the car, I'm driving to work, and get all the way to work before I realize I'm still listening to the Bluey soundtrack. I'm like, ba-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Why am I still listening to this? It just goes. Felides, do you guys call lollipops suckers? Some. I see a lollipop as like the flat, large sucker. But a sucker would be just like the round sucker. So I just call them different. To hear the rad voice, I don't know if I have it in me right now, Amber. It is a bop. It is absolutely a bop. All right, we ready to dive in? Poll said... What did the poll say? Oh, here we go. AskCon 2 took the cake for Am I the Astronaut for paying my son to tattle on his sister? All right. I, 43 female, am married to my husband, 44 male, and we have 2 great kids, 15 male and 10 female. You all right? You good? Hey, Dr. Sweets dropping the 10 bomb said sometimes we just need the innocence of childhood to get us through the day. I 100% agree. I agree. Our daughter has been wanting to watch more mature things for a while, and she has really been wanting to watch Stranger Things, but we feel she is too young for that show. Recently, she eavesdropped on me and my husband and heard me say the passcode to my Netflix account out loud. She then logged into my Netflix account and attempted to watch Stranger Things. She's 10? 10. She's 10. That's a maniacal 10-year-old. She's like, I listened for the Netflix passcode, and I wrote it down, and I logged in, and I watched Stranger Things. That's you?
100%. That was me as a child.
She tried to do this very late at night while she thought we would be asleep, but I was on my way to the bathroom and passed by her room and heard that she was watching Stranger Things. Oh, she probably heard that intro music. So I went in and made her turn it off and give me the remote. I also told her that we would have to change the passcode now, which I know now was a mistake. Every time I talked to my husband about changing the passcode, I worried she could easily find it out again and be able to use my account. And my husband and I both work, so we can't be home and stop her all the time. So I asked our son, 15 male, who sometimes watches her when we're not home, to make sure she did not watch anything she wasn't allowed to watch and to tell us if she got access to my account. He agreed, but insisted I pay him $20 every time he tattled on his sister, and I reluctantly agreed.
Ew.
He's like, if I'm going to police her, we've got to make this incentivized.
This grosses me. I don't like it.
So now the pyramid scheme begins, right? Now he forms an alliance with sister, and he's like, you're going to try this every day, and I'm going to catch you every day. and I'm going to split the $20 with you, and we're each going to make $10 every day. This went on for a few days. This went on for a few days. She would find out the new passcode for my account, and he would find out about it and tell us. Then we had to change it again. Our son managed to get his sister to tell him about her eavesdropping on us, and that was how she figured out the passcode for my account. Hold on. She would find out the new passcode for my account, and he would find out about it and tell us, so my funny thing is actually happening here? They formed an alliance? No frickin' way. We finally just wrote the new passcode down and didn't say the words out loud to make sure she wouldn't be able to hear it, and we made it very random and wordy so she couldn't guess it either. Luckily, this worked out, and she can no longer access my account and can't watch anything inappropriate. But last night, my son came in to collect the last $20 I owed him, and my husband asked what was that about. I told him about the deal I made with our son, and this made him very upset. He said I was wrong to bribe our son to help us parent our daughter, and it could damage their relationship if she ever found out. I told him we just needed some help, and he was very happy to help us out here, but my husband insisted it was inappropriate to pay our son to rat out his sister, and it crossed a line. So back to the title. Am I the astronaut for paying my son to tattle on his sister?
I mean, why? How often, are you just... I'm so confused about just saying passwords out loud.
Why are we walking around with a megaphone, broadcasting your password through the whole fucking house? Let's start by addressing the problem here. The problem is you.
I'm so confused by this. If I need a password from you, I'm gonna message you and copy it. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm so confused by the saying it out loud thing. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Tony said weekly password meetings. Huddle up. We're going to change the Netflix password. No, it all, I get ick vibes from the story. The whole thing around, I feel like but I agree with Dad. This crossed a line. I don't think it was great to pit your sister or your daughter and son against each other, because basically you're making your son, you made him into a dauber, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
To a dauber?
That's what they say on Bluey. Don't be a dauber.
Don't be a dauber.
It sounds like don't be a tattle.
Yeah.
And it dinged their relationship because you paid him to I don't know. It was just weird.
So there's an angle to this that is hey, if I pay you $20, can you take the next week or 2 weeks or whatever it is and put extra effort into making sure that she's not watching anything she's supposed to? There's that hey, I'm paying you for your time to do something that I just need some extra help with. What happened was incentivized on punishing her. Mm-hmm. So he was rewarded for getting her in trouble instead of keeping her safe. And that's the fuck up here, I feel like. Mm-hmm. It's the structure of it. Looping your kids in for help and incentivizing them by paying them, I don't have anything against. It is the structure of making it I'm going to pay you to do something negative.
Right.
To your sister. That's a dangerous structure.
It's the whole thing. The whole, I don't know. There's just something, it feels weird. So it's
yeah, because what's the evolution of this?
Even the Stranger Things show, I don't know, have a conversation about it. Allow her to I don't know. There just feels like there could have been some other solution to this issue. Maybe watch it with her, and I don't know. But it's all weird. And then you bring the brother in and pay him to inform on a sister, and it's just I don't know. The whole thing just gives me you vibes, and I honestly can't put my finger on the why. But it's just, I don't like it. I don't like it, brother.
I don't like it, brother. I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously parent your child the way that you see fit. But it just feels like there's a better solution here than just constantly changing a password and not communicating about the thing about it. I don't know. We're hearing her side.
The most beautiful, simplistic solution to all this is stop saying your fucking password out loud, right? That's it. That's
also
it.
Weirded out by that.
Also, let's just do that.
I'm my password is ready for it. Is everyone ready?
Dr. Sweet says, in my opinion, there are worse things she could be doing. Oh, daughter, yes, 100%. Then watching Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our
I
kids
think that's one of
watched
the our
at
kids
that
watched
age.
it at 10.
Yeah.
And I think it is just make sure that they have a grasp on what's real and what's not, and that they understand the entertainment side of things. And I don't know, you may have to make sure your kid's ready for it, right? And I think our general viewpoint on that kind of stuff is we're not going to be able to shelter them from everything forever. So I would rather have them experience a lot of this stuff in a setting where we can be there to guide them, rather than have the shock of going out into the world and having everything be foreign to them and not know how to process it and be on their own to do it. So I'd rather walk with them through that than throw them to the wolves. Yep. Okay, we're diving over to the next story here. Where am I going, Tony Spock? I'm picking up the pace now. Now we're making up time for that my Huda moment earlier. Story 3, we're bouncing around. Back to 3. In the meantime, we are at 2730-ish of 3K on the finger heart goal on the TikTok side. We're at 3 of 15 on the YouTube side right now. Am I the astronaut for refusing to make my teenage stepdaughter a matching dress so she doesn't feel left out at my bridal party photos? Would you like to start a poll for us, love? Am I the astronaut for refusing to make my teenage stepdaughter a matching dress so she doesn't feel left out at my bridal party photos? I don't know how to feel about this one. Also, more daughter stories, Tony Spark.
I know. I really didn't even. This just happened.
Tony Spark's got some kind of daughter vendetta going on here. I'm going to tell Navy.
It's not my fault that there's a lot of moms.
I'm going to be like, hey, you know, Uncle Tony doesn't like daughters.
I don't understand.
She's going to be like, oh, well, I'm not a daughter. I'm Navy. I'm like, solid logic. Is she part of the wedding party? We don't know yet. Am I the astronaut for refusing to make my teenage stepdaughter a matching dress so she doesn't feel left out at my bridal party photos? What's up? Denise Williams in the house. Member for 23 months. Look at that. What's up, Niecy?
It's neat.
Don't call me daughter. Lock me to
Hayden screen or background.
Stranger Things. There you go.
Stranger Things.
There you go. All right, 33% went. What is A? ASCOM 1? Is that right? I think it is. 33% went ASCOM 1.
Okay.
Wow. Cake the Rogue dropping the 2 says Tony has daughter issues. Oh, man. Okay. Let's dive in. I, 34 female, am getting married in October. It's my second marriage, and I've been with my fiance, 37 male, for 4 years. He has a 15-year-old daughter, Kayla, from his previous marriage. Kayla and I have an okay relationship. We're not super close, but we get along. She lives with her mom most of the time and stays with us every other weekend. For my bridal party, I have 3 close friends and my younger sister as bridesmaids. They're all wearing matching forest green satin dresses. Kayla is not a bridesmaid, not because I dislike her, but because we're just not at that level, and I wanted my bridal party to be people I've known for years. No drama there until now. Time out real quick. Is there drama there automatically?
100%.
100%.
100%.
Because it's not just about you. That's the problem.
You're the asshole. YTA off the bat.
A few weeks ago, Kayla asked if she could have a dress just like the bridesmaids, so she doesn't feel left out in photos. I thought it was sweet that she wanted to be involved, but I told her I had already planned a nice outfit for her, a pretty age-appropriate cocktail dress in the same color family, but not the same style. She seemed disappointed, but said okay. Then my fiance told me later that night that Kayla had cried about it to him, saying she feels like a random guest at her dad's wedding, and it proves that I don't see her as part of the family. Now, my fiance is gently suggesting that we just have a matching dress made for her so it's not a big deal, but I'm hesitant. For one, the dresses were expensive and custom made months ago. I don't want to make my friends feel weird by suddenly adding someone to the bridal party a few months out, and I also feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of what the bridal party is. It's not meant to be symbolic of family, it's about friendships and history. You do realize you're marrying someone who has a kid, and this is that kid, right? Like, just want to make sure that you understand what the wedding is about.
What?
I offered to involve Kayla in other ways. She's reading a poem during the ceremony, and we're getting a special photo with her and her dad. But now it feels like that's not enough, and I'm the bad guy for drawing a line. Yeah, I feel real bad for you, Mother Gothel. So, am I the astronaut for not making her a matching dress? Or should I just give up? Or should I just give in to keep the peace? Before getting into the edit/updates,
She's, I mean, you don't have to invite her to your bachelorette party. You don't have to, like, just make her an honorary member of your bridal party so that she feels included on your actual wedding day. She doesn't have to be invited to the brunch with the mimosas and all the other stuff. Just make her feel included on the actual day. That to me is what she's asking. And like, why the fuck would you not do that? I have no, like, I don't understand this at all.
I think you're under the misconception here, OP, that you are marrying her father independently of her.
Right?
And that's not possible.
Should I just give in to keep the peace? No, you should want to do this because she's your fiance's child, as in child.
You should also, want to do it to not be a shit human being.
It's like, just need to go to Vegas. Like, I don't understand any. Why are you doing
there's
this?
a lot of effort being put into excluding her right now. Right. And like you're putting more effort into excluding her than it would be to include her. And that's maybe where like the ASCON level rises here, because you are adamant about finding ways and excuses to make her not be included here. And guess what? This path leads to, if the man you're marrying is a halfway decent father, there not being a wedding. That's where it goes. Shall we dive into the update?
Yes.
Let's do it. Update time. Edit/update. Okay, I hear you. It's pretty clear the majority of you think I'm the asshole here, and honestly, that's fair. I wasn't expecting this kind of overwhelming response, but I've read through a lot of the comments, and I'm sitting with what you're saying. A lot of you pointed out that it isn't really about a dress, it's about a 15-year-old trying to feel like she belongs on a day that's already emotionally loaded for her. I think I underestimated how important that sense of inclusion might be to her, and how easy it would have been to shift things, not because I had to, but because I could have.
Bingo.
Some of you also mentioned that this is a chance to build trust in a long-term relationship with someone I'm asking to be a part of my family. That's not something I take lightly, and I do think I lost sight of the bigger picture. You think? Maybe. I don't have an update right now, but I'm listening. I know this probably came off cold or overly rigid, and I appreciate the push to see it from Kayla's perspective, not just mine. Thank you to those who were honest without being cruel. I'm taking it to heart. Okay. Could this be a turnaround?
I love a self-reflective update where it's like, okay, I see you, I hear you. Apparently I was just thinking about how it affected the wedding. Like, she's only thinking about like aesthetics, I feel like, in that moment.
Yes.
And not, I mean, I don't know. She said she doesn't have an update right now, but that she heard what people were saying. So it'd be interesting to see if she does update again, to know if she did include her.
I buy it. I mean,
Yeah.
I buy the tone of the update. That
Yeah.
is I'm sitting with it. I hear it. I may not like it, but I'm seeing things from a different angle now. And at
Right.
least it's not I buy it because it's just that. And it's not, okay, I'm gonna go march in the opposite direction. I'm gonna wave my wand and make
Okay.
everything all right. No, it's
Yeah.
okay. I'm trying to understand this,
Mm-hmm.
and I see how it could be not okay.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's great.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I hope that this is the step, like the push that she needed to start a great foundation with her soon to be stepdaughter.
I hope it's not too late. I hope it's not too late because of the damage that's already been done, not just with her and the stepdaughter, but potentially her and her fiance here.
Yeah. It possibly could be. I didn't get that vibe from the original post, but I hope that, yeah, her putting her foot down and trying to say that she didn't want this, did not drive dad and stepdaughter away. I hope that she has a chance to make it right. And,
Agreed.
And they can come together.
Agreed. Hopefully. So mark this as an ongoing one as well. Hopefully this turns into something really positive. We got a little bit of catch up to do here because we did hit the finger heart goal. Can I get a gifted list from you, Mama? And I'm gonna play some music because it's we're 10 minutes out here. If I burn the stream to the ground, you know, hopefully that doesn't work. See you, Tater Thunder. In particular order here for hitting the finger heart goal. Oh, now it's puzzle time? Really? Yes, I saw that. Yeah, Girl in Darkness sending out a bunch of gifted subs. We're going to get to that here shortly. For hitting the finger heart goal here, Sam Goofball's in the number one spot at 2.5K. Swinging for the fences. Also, Get Jazzy on it at 1.2K and Overkill Mill at 1K. Top 3, 1K and up again. Look at you guys. Then we got the Spiritual Witch Gardener at 975. We got Hockey Mama V at 940. Then Sabrina Janine, Girl in Darkness, Atsu, Scared Scars, Candy Thunder, Bessie Jane, The Bitches with Pam, Max Mason, Josie Brown, Show Level, Crazy CCR, Crazy Secrets, Crazy Secret, where's hard? Doroshko, Daisy Deserts, Lil Oz, or Lil's Spiritual Sin Mama, Stashton Johnson, Gray, DWJOZ, Great Dragon Fox, Kenny Mare, Cat, W, Pug Mom, Jesse 2014, Elise Coach, That, Mrs. Tate, Leonardo, Big Red, Kit Kat, Real Broad Zoom, happy birthday to you, by the way, Metal Raven, Wooden Wonders, Amy Castro, also and Big Samurai, Yvette, Adrian Barksdale, Queen Bee, Emma Doyle, Zoe and the Cat Mama, Zoe the Cat Mama, Sherry Sosa, and Camden Boston. Thank you guys so much. You have unlocked. What have you unlocked? You have unlocked a best of Reddit story. I believe, is that right? Okay. I don't know if it's the music or if it's the animation, honestly, though. I don't know.
YouTube. TikTok is fine.
How is that? Because the YouTube side is OBS, which is feeding the TikTok side. I don't know S about F. I don't know anything. Okay, I am going to get the next live goal set up, our final live goal here, which is going to unlock a spicy story and a Tony Spark appearance. You know, you want to see him. You want to hear about all the. Did your stories come back from Vegas or did they stay in Vegas? I guess that's the big question here. You posted them, yeah. No. You got backstories, right? There we go. We are going for paper cranes. Let me pin that real quick, and we'll dive right in to the BORU story. But also, Girl in Darkness 76 sending out 5 gifted subs. Cat, Big Red, Meg, Zoe, and is it Zoe or Zoe? Zoe, right? And Just Mags receiving gifted subs from Girl in Darkness. Welcome to the Gosh Hackett fam, all of you, courtesy of Girl in Darkness. Thank you so much. Thank you. Florfetti for all. Florfetti. Ah, goodness. Okay. We'll dive to the BORU story here. Ready? My boyfriend, 29 male, is going to propose, but I, 29 female, do not feel loved anymore and am questioning the relationship. Not an AITA question, so no poll. We'll just dive right in. My boyfriend and I have been together for a very long time. We dated from the time we were 16 to 22. We then broke up for a while, but got back together when we were 25. We're both 29 now. We live together, and I know he's going to ask me to marry him soon, so I want to get my feelings in order before anything happens. I love him, I really do, but I feel sort of unloved. I know once couples become comfortable with each other and live together, the spark or whatever dies, but I don't like feeling like this. I still make an effort. I ask him how his day went. I'm affectionate. I put out, so to speak. A thing that really bothers me is when I say something, a lot of the time he ignores me. When I bring it up, he says that he didn't hear me or that he was busy. For example, I'll say, "Did you see there's going to be a strike tomorrow?" And I won't get a reply. I'll wait 10 seconds, still no reply. Then I'll ask, "Hello, did you hear what I said?" And he'll go, or grunt in response. He does this often, just abrupt responses after ignoring me and me having to repeat myself. I would understand if he did this and I were talking his ear off, but I'm not even a talkative person. Yet when he talks about anything, I pay attention, respond promptly, validate his opinions, and reassure him when he needs me to. Affection-wise, I always give him hugs and kisses. He hardly ever does this anymore without me asking. I compliment him and tell him that he looks handsome. He hasn't complimented me in any shape or form in probably over a year now that I think about it. I still look the same looks-wise. I haven't gained weight or anything. Not that that's a reason to stop loving someone, but you know how some people are. So I don't know what changed. Have things just become stale? Is this what inevitably happens? This whole situation has been troubling me for a while, but I'm not sure what to do. Our anniversary is in 2 months' time, and his sister accidentally let it slip that he's going to propose. If it weren't for that, I'd think that we've been together for too long, and now he's sick of me. I tried talking to a few of my friends who were already married, and all I got were varied versions of, "That's how men are." He wasn't like this before. He would pay attention to me, talk to me, and overall just felt more liked, you know? Now it just kind of feels one-sided. The one time I attempted to kind of bring it up, I opened with, "Do you still like me? Because sometimes it doesn't really feel like it." And he replied with, "If I didn't like you, why would I be here?" And I could tell it was going to end up in an argument, so I just let it go after that. How do I handle this situation? I want to bring it up with him, but I don't know how to do it. I guess I'm not really good at articulating how I feel. Or should I not say anything because this is just the way relationships go? Please advise me because I'm a little lost. Relevant comments here before diving into update. You can't have an honest conversation about this without turning into an argument. Am I correct in guessing that this is a pattern, and whenever he doesn't want to discuss something difficult, you know it'll turn into an argument, so you just drop it? If so, red flag. My partner just proposed to me less than a week ago, and I can promise you that your friends are just in unfulfilling relationships. I call my fiance a literal angel every chance I get because he is. Your dude feels comfortable and doesn't feel the need to put in effort anymore. It could be because he's just going through the motions and he isn't really into that relationship anymore. Could be because he doesn't feel like once you get to a certain point in a relationship, effort flies out the window. Neither scenario is good or how things should be. I think it's worth trying to speak with him again about it, but definitely don't commit to marrying this dude before you have an honest conversation. OP's response, whenever I try to talk about feelings or things we need to work on in our relationship, no matter how carefully I choose my words, he will take it as an attack and turn it into an argument or just shut down completely and refuse to talk. Congrats on your proposal. I think my situation definitely is a no more effort sort of thing. I know I have to talk to him now. I guess I'm just scared and nervous about the outcome. Another comment here. My ex, whom I did become engaged to, was like this, just completely uninterested, unaffectionate, and not plugged into what was happening in my life. Some men are like this, but not you, and that's fine. My current partner, it's like chalk and cheese. Is that a thing? I got all the things I was told I was asking for much. I was asking too much before. We will snuggle and cuddle all night, hold hands while watching TV, cook together and chat and laugh and be silly. OP's response, yes, that's exactly my situation, but he wasn't like this before. He was sweet and affectionate and interested before. I don't know how I got to this point. Maybe it happened so gradually that I didn't notice until it was completely changed. Oh, I'm so happy you found an amazing partner like that. Okay, before we get into the update, let's chat for a second. Yes, sir.
Just for a reference, the idiom chalk and cheese refers to two things that are completely different from each other. So
Chalk and cheese is two opposite things, like oil and water.
completely different from the last
Huh. Chalk and cheese.
I've never heard that before.
I haven't either.
I'm sure I'll butcher it later.
Now I gotta go eat chalk and eat cheese just to see the difference.
It would be hard to be in a relationship and to make that person your person if you didn't feel like they cared when you spoke. And I don't know. I feel like he's maybe has something preoccupying his mind, and that's why he's not communicating with her in the way that he did before. The fact that he was what she wanted and communication wise, and then now he's not, makes me think that something, like he's mentally preoccupied with something else, or he's just going through the motions. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels I feel bad for her.
Yeah. Okay. So do you feel like when a relationship gets to this point, it's taking somebody for granted? I mean, is this the equivalent to taking someone for granted? And it's not just conversation, right? It's
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah. I mean, he's not complimenting her. And I do think that is important in a relationship, to make the other person feel wanted and seen and desired in a way. So I do think it is important to remind your partner that you are attracted to them, that you do love them, and by showing up in conversation, you're showing them that you want to be there, that you're present with them.
You choose them every day.
And I'm not saying that he's like cheating or something, but to not show up in that way for her is it's hard to have a relationship with somebody like that. And so she's already feeling that, and she's already frustrated. And anytime she tries to communicate that she's frustrated, it turns like she can't talk to him in a way that's just conversation. And when she tries to tell him that she's upset, he takes it as an attack and starts an argument. So, I mean, at this point, how are you even communicating with this man? Because every time you do, it's just making you feel less and less loved. So it would be hard.
Why?
For her.
Okay, so 2 questions here. One question: why, if this is where he's at, would he be getting ready to propose?
I don't know. Which way?
And the follow up to that, not a question but an observation. This might have a lot to do with the examples of like husband and wife that he had growing up.
Sure.
This might be what he was taught, like it's supposed to be. And maybe once he got to this point, he's like, I don't even notice she's there most of the time. It's kind of like we're already married. Shit, we might as well get married. You know what I mean? If that's the example that he had, he might, this might be what he's expecting. He may not know any different. Not that it's okay.
But then why would it have been different in the beginning?
Because that wasn't marriage. You know what I mean? That wasn't marriage. That was courting. That was an emotion-driven thing, and now it's to a comfort level. And the comfort level, maybe he's starting to play the role that he saw his dad play.
So he's just becoming the roommate. And I think when
It's
you
possible.
do that, yeah. I mean, marriage is work, and you have to choose it every day. And if you don't choose it, the cracks start to happen, and these are major cracks. So I think I'm confused as to why he's wanting to propose.
Yeah.
So
I think there has to be a conversation here.
Yeah.
Has to be. All right, here's the update. I thought I'd provide an update. Thank you all for the advice. I appreciate it. So the day after I posted here, I talked to him. I told him that I feel a bit disconnected and I'd like it if he paid more attention to me and talked to me a little more. He just said, okay, but I could tell he wasn't interested. The next day there was no change and I was a bit annoyed, so I spoke to him again. I said that I'm starting to feel lonely in the relationship and I feel like he ignores me and isn't as affectionate as he used to be. But all he said was that he didn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
That'll make the problem go away. I said that this was important and that I might want to end things if we can't talk about this. Only then did he actually pay attention. He said that he ignores me because he's tired. I understand that work is tiring, but he practically ignores me all the time. And as far as the affection and attention, he said, I don't know. Things just change, you know? I explained that I understood all of that, but I needed more. But that maybe it was unreasonable for me to want that, and maybe the type of relationship I want doesn't exist, but I would not be happy in this relationship if things stayed this way. He then said he would try more, that he'd hug me every morning before work, try to respond more when I spoke, and give me a compliment now and then. I didn't like how it felt like a list of chores he had to do, but at least he was willing to try, so I agreed. I also asked if there was anything I could work on for him, but he said there was nothing he could think of. By the end of the first week, he already seemed annoyed with the hugging. He'd let out a big sigh, and it seemed like he was doing it begrudgingly. This felt awful for me, like I'm forcing this man to give me a crumb of affection. But at least he was doing it, I guessed. My breaking point happened last weekend when we were getting ready to go to a party. It was his friend's party, and it was a fancy affair, so I had to really get dressed up. His niece and her boyfriend were also going, but came to our place because she needed help with her hair. She has gorgeous butt-length hair and wanted to curl it. As soon as her boyfriend saw her after getting ready, he said, "Wow, you look so beautiful. You look like a mermaid," and hugged her. No prompting, no asking. He just did it. That's when my boyfriend called me aside and said, "I guess I have to compliment you now, right?" That was it for me.
Wow.
I said that I was feeling sick and needed to go to the bathroom. We were all supposed to leave together, but I stalled for a few minutes and told them I was sorry and they should leave and that if and when I felt better, we'd meet them there. As soon as they left, I spoke to him. I said that I was sorry I wasted his time, and I was so sorry that I didn't notice all of this sooner. I said that I appreciate his effort, and even though he was doing what I asked, it wasn't enough for me. I don't want to feel like a chore for someone. I understand that the honeymoon period or puppy love thing doesn't last forever, but I want somebody to just like me, you know? to like me naturally and instinctively as a person. After explaining that, I told him I was sorry again and that I was ending things. He started freaking out and told me to think about it some more, but I was sure of my choice. He then said that he understands and he's sorry, and asked if I would still go with him to the party as our last night out, and also because he was going to be embarrassed to go alone. Not also because, that's the only fucking reason. I felt bad because I didn't mean to do this on this day, and I didn't want to leave him hanging, so I agreed. I really didn't want to, but I went and we managed to keep up appearances. Then, in the middle of dinner, he proposed.
What? Dude, oh my gosh. What? Oh no. Oh, he just doesn't listen. Oh my gosh.
I was shocked. I didn't know what to do and I felt trapped. I didn't want to embarrass him or myself, so I said yes.
Oh no. It just keeps getting worse. Oh my gosh.
quit!
Oh no.
Everybody was congratulating us, and I was in hell. It all felt so awful, and it was difficult not to start crying out of frustration. In addition to us technically being broken up, he knows I hate being the center of attention in public like that. When we got home, I asked how he could do such a thing, how he could put me in such a terrible position. He said, "I thought maybe proposing would change your mind." I said that it didn't, and I just said yes because it would have been awkward if I hadn't. I gave him the ring back, packed up some of my stuff, and left. He was freaking out and asked me what he was going to tell everybody because I told him to say, words are hard. He was freaking out asking me what he was going to tell everyone, but I told him to say whatever he wants. That I changed my mind, I'm flaky, whatever. I was emotionally exhausted and I didn't care anymore. I feel awful. I wish I could have handled the whole situation better or smarter, but I panicked and now we're here. Everyone is probably going to think I'm a jerk, but I honestly didn't know what to do. Anyway, things are over now, and I'm staying with my sister until I gather my bearings. He's been texting me, trying to convince me to reconsider. I honestly feel a little lost because he's the only boyfriend I've ever had, and he was such a big part of my life, but I know I made the right choice. Final comments. 1. My jaw dropped and my hand clapped over my mouth when I read that he proposed. The fucking audacity. He did it to manipulate you. What am I gonna tell them? Like, dude, you made this mess. Fuck around and find out. I'm so glad you didn't actually follow through with staying with him after saying yes. I am so proud of you for leaving. OP's response, I didn't want to say yes, but there were so many people there. It was a very big party in a fancy hall, and everybody was looking at me expectantly. To be honest, I didn't even speak when he proposed. I froze for what seemed like ages and then eventually just nodded. Thank you. Another comment here. Wow, huge bullet dodge. Can't believe he pulled that stunt. I initially thought you would feign sickness and urge the other 3 to go without you. Oh well. If there are any other people that matter to you within the friend group, tell them what happened. I, for one, think you did the right thing by moving out. Just bring someone with you when you get your things, quicker and safer. See if you can do it when you know he won't be there. OP says, I initially wanted to tell the 3 of them to go without me, but he would have gotten mad at me and it would have been a fight, so I ended up just doing this instead. I'm actually stalling getting my stuff. I'm dreading it. Another commenter, send someone over to get your stuff. Would your sister do it, or at least accompany you, and shut down any and all conversation between the 2 of you? I was in a similar situation to you when I had a breakup, but I refused to be home when my boyfriend picked up his stuff, and he took his time picking his things up, hoping to see me again. Eventually, I made a like and said pick it up by X date or it's trashed. OP says, my sister wanted to go the very next day and fetch my stuff, but it was a Sunday and I knew he'd be home the whole day, so I avoided it. My sister is the opposite of me, very confrontational, you see, so I don't really want to go with her, lol. She suggested that her husband accompany me this weekend, so I guess I'll do that. That's it.
I'm just sitting here like this,
Hey,
listening to it all.
Cake
Very
the Rogue dropped the
invested.
5 on the YouTube side, says, nope. The way I would have ran out and just blocked him, I would have noped out so hard at the situation. Also, Elise dropped the 5 and said, I had so much to say about the story, but I was washing out the trash bins. Seems appropriate since this is where OP's ex belongs. 100%. I don't know. And
What a
Cake the Rogue.
flaming idiot.
Cake the Rogue dropped the 2, said throw the whole boyfriend away, doesn't love her. I agree.
What
I
a-
don't know.
What a... she broke up with you, dude, and you're like, I think I can propose, and that'll fix the situation.
I know how to fix this.
Just jump in the trash can yourself.
I know how to prove my love to her.
Propose
Also-
in front of a bunch of people.
And that proposal was basically something like, babe, these last few years with you have been magical, and I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives the way we've spent the past couple of months. And she's like,
Welcome to your hell.
what's happening? And this is what she gives. Those were not tears of joy, everyone.
No.
They were not tears of joy.
Oh my gosh.
That may be right, Des. He wants somebody to wash his socks and cook him a dinner. Magic drop. Sad truth is, two people who did exactly this. The divorce happened within 5 years. I don't understand
Wow.
it. Like we've talked about before. I don't know. Marriage is not a business arrangement. It is choosing to do life with someone, like truly with someone, and to choose them every day.
Yeah.
Not all of every day. There are some parts of days where you're going to be like, right now, I just need you to get out of my face. That's how Candy Thunder is to me sometimes. I choose her all day, every day, all the time, every minute. Sometimes I know she doesn't want to choose me, and that's okay.
That is such a lie of shit. I'm like a goddamn mosquito. And I buzz around him all the time. And he's like, can you just give me a minute, please? And I'm like, but I love you so much.
Try to spray her sometimes.
I'm like, I'm a stage 5 clinger.
No, you're not.
No.
You're not.
We both have our moments where we're clingy. We both have our moments where we need alone time. And I think we're both very respectful of that. I will say I am very much like a mosquito, though. Especially when he comes.
No, you're not.
When he comes home from work, I'm like, hey, I've been with Navy for a long time, and I'd really like to have adult conversations now.
And
Hi.
Navy's also like, Daddy, play with me. And I'm like, okay.
And he's like, I'm overstimulated because I walked through the door.
I just got here from solving a lot of problems, and okay.
Wouldn't trade it for the world.
No, I walk in from work, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just excited. I'm a midday pigeon. I function really well from 10 to 10. But before and after those times, don't fuck with me. But I can go really hard from 10 to 10.
Oh, man. Fairy Gothman with the 2 says, hello, how late am I? We're actually 12 minutes over our projected closing time here, but we're going to be...
Before we go off, I do want to mention how, I'm so proud of OP for seeing that and being like, this is not what I want. I would rather be alone than be in this relationship. This is not how I pictured my life going. I'm walking away. And she did that. She definitely should not have gone to the event. He should have gone by himself, and she should have got her shit then and just got out.
Yeah.
But what she did and stood up for herself and was like, I know what I want in life, and this ain't it. So super proud of her for
Agreed.
for doing
because
that.
how many people out there said yes out of obligation
Yeah,
or
and someone-
discomfort and are just living in regret now.
Yes. Yeah. So super proud of her.
Yeah.
I loved the ending, and I love that she did that for herself. And I mean, fuck him with his proposal and all that, because that was just shady shit.
I'm gonna go.
I can fix this.
I'm gonna double down on my previous comment that this was the example he had growing up, and his expectation is like, she's just gonna take care of him, and he doesn't really have to do much.
Yeah.
God's blessed one woman with a $2 super on the YouTube side says marriage does not work, but it is effort. That tracks. Fairy Gothman, I'm a huge chatterbox toy husband to husband as soon as he gets home.
Yeah.
It happens. I mean, you guys, you gotta convene, and sometimes your brain is dead whenever you get home, and sometimes you need a minute, right?
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay to need a minute and then engage, but just communicate that so that you don't come in trying to visibly ignore your partner, right? Because if you're overstimulated walking in, say that up front, right? Katie Nees member for 3 months, as I always forget the Wednesday stream. No. Fun point, you can go to dusty-thunder.com and sign up for SMS reminders. That's a thing. That's a thing.
I'm very good at recognizing your overstimulation. And I'm like, do you need to lay down? Do you need 30 minutes?
Sometimes you just need 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
He does. You reset, and I think you
It helps.
take on the evening. Yeah. And
Yep.
that's totally
the power
okay.
nap is a thing.
But he gets up so much earlier than me, so I get to sleep in. He gets the naps, and I 100%
It works.
happy with the situation.
Yep, it works.
Yep.
It
Do you need
works.
fruit snacks and a nap? That's what I asked Nate.
100%. I'm like, yes, please. Hey, a little bit of catch up here on our way out. I won't play the music. I'll just take us to this. Celestial, that Alaska girl, Rage 73, Samantha Veronica, Jen, CF Pelletier, Author, Jen again there, Tony the Tiger, Katriana, Girl in Darkness, Joyce Brown. We did hit the goal over on the TikTok side for the paper cranes. We will start next stream with that. Girl in Darkness in the number one spot for that. Sam Goofball, Spiritual Witch Garden, Misty, Witch Queen, Cat W, Joycey Brown, Melcy Jane, Sarah Chambers, Elise Kutch, Real Broad Zuba, Janice C 2014, Daisy Desserts. Thank you guys so much for the love. Greatly, greatly appreciated. VIPs, we'll see you here in about 10 to 15 minutes as we get set up for the VIP live. And everybody else, YouTube members, we'll catch you tomorrow night. Let me see my outro notes here. The next public stream will be Sunday, June 29th at 9 p.m. Central. The weekly Wednesday live will be next Wednesday, July 2nd at 3 p.m. Central. But we do have that members only live for the YouTube side tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm saying here. All right, grabbing a sourdough cookie or scone? Cookie. Yeah, the cookies are damn good. I'm gonna get on one of those cookies. Look at this big, beautiful, bouncing sourdough chocolate chip cookie courtesy of Elise. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate that.
Oh man.
I'll see you next time, guys.